No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, the Smackin It Raw Podcast. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Mad Ritter, and I am here with my co-hosts this evening. First and foremost, she is the host of the Sheely Showcase, Inside the Mind of In the Crowd, and Storytime with Miss Katie Kinzy, baby.
Baby.
He is the Sultan of Spitters Swallow, the Pornhub Poppy Daddy Delgado, my friend Vince.
What's happening?
And since I took over your hosting duties and you took a whole week off just to have these guys here, I'll let you do the honors, Vince.
From Wallop Media, of course, we'd like to welcome back to the show Kyle Joseph and Rylan Turner, two of the greatest Canadians I have ever had the acquaintance of making my friends, podcasting with. How's it going, guys?
It's good. It's good. That's high praise. Apparently we're nice people.
Yeah, you're top 5 Canadians. Like you're like high up there. Like you're top 2. I haven't decided who's you're like 1A, 1B.
Much appreciation.
I'll take
Willow
it.
Raven has better breasts than both of you, so she's
100% accurate.
That's
what it is.
She's in the top 5.
It's high praise.
Yeah. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the show.
It's good. It's good. Like I said off air, I feel I'm more prepared for this show than I have been for the last few shows that me and Kyle have done. So I'm ready. I'm ready to spit or swallow all night long.
Saturday.
I just got done, so just got done celebrating my anniversary, and
there you go.
My tongue's a little tired, so I'm gonna let Vince do most of the talking tonight. However, I want to thank everyone. If you guys are joining us now, whether it is over at twitch.tv/Creation World. Okay, I'll pull it up, Vince. There, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you have Prime Gaming. If you have Prime Gaming, you get a free sub every month if you link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account that you can give to your favorite Twitch streamer, whether it is me or any of our friends or just anyone that's making wrestling content. Show them a little support. It costs you nothing. You're already paying for the Prime account. Do your thing and help them out. Or you can be watching us live at youtube.com/Creation World, where it is free to like, to subscribe, to comment. Katie, what does that do?
Boost the algorithm, helps find new listeners.
Just like Wrestling After Dark ass picks.
Fuck you.
It does. And that's a direct quote. Anyway, there's also a notification bell. We call it the bean. Flick that bean. Click the notification bell. Get notified every time we go live, whether it is here Sundays, right now, 11 p.m. Central, midnight Eastern time for Smackin It Raw. What?
You said Sundays. Today is Saturday.
Sunday. Well, it's Sunday for you, Saturday for me.
Yeah.
So
It is in the future.
Yeah.
Or
Monday through Friday for the Creation Conversation at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern time, or every other Sunday, like next Sunday for Getting Offed, and any other content we may or may not drop in between that.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you guys are here, by the way, and we definitely need to work something out so I can defend that title that I beat Vince for over on your show, you know.
Well, we're going to talk about it. We're going to.
Well, I haven't had a chance to listen to Wrestle Quizdom 3, but I listened to Wrestle Quizdom 2. So there's technically there's going to be 3 champions, right? There's 3 champions actively.
That's
so it's
true.
So it's the 4th Wrestle Quizdom, like Clash of Champions.
I am totally down if that's what people want. If that's what the people want,
That's what the people want, Kyle. That's what the people want.
We got to crown a
that's what I
grand
want.
champion.
Yeah, a Grand Slam champion.
And then we have to have like an all losers edition where me and Vince show up.
Damn. That's great.
The bridesmaid edition.
I've been a contestant on Wrestle Wisdom more times than any other person, and have also lost more times than any other person.
Right.
Vince, it's not. I have it worse than you, I promise.
Yeah.
Kyle, what I just heard on a video that's going to be live, or not live, but going up on Pornhub, is that you said you will give the people whatever they want. So if I drop a poll, whatever the people want from you, you're going to give them. Is that correct?
That is. Those are the words that I said. We'll see where the night takes us.
Yeah.
My
All right.
God.
What do you got for news and rumors?
Oh, that's me. Yeah. All right, let's see what's not on a show related. We'll talk about her later. Becky has a book coming out next year. It's called Becky Lynch, The Man, Not Your Average Girl. It's basically her entire wrestling journey, like journals from when she was over in Ireland. Only 288 pages. Simple, easy read. We'd love to see it added to your collections of wrestling books if people read. I don't even know if people read anymore.
I do. Mostly romance novels, but I do.
As you should. As you fucking should. So I won't talk about Adam Cole because we'll talk about him later. But Malachi Black addressed rumors saying he was out because of his back. He's actually out because of a calf injury, and it was a slight calf tear and a hyperextension, but he will be back soon. He is almost cleared. Matt, don't worry. You'll get the full House of Black back soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was leaving and going to WWE. I don't care either way as long as I can see him wrestle. So
He'll be back. He was just like, I'm sick of people saying it's my back. It's not his back. He is injured though, but he'll be back.
which is the
Thankfully.
second time he's had to do this.
That's true.
Yeah, because people
actually.
don't fucking shut up. Because people suck. That's why.
Yeah, facts.
Accurate.
Full disclosure, I did not watch the NXT pay-per-view because I was balls deep in my wife, so like that did not happen. So when we get to that part of the show, I've got no input whatsoever because I just saw like some stuff, but nothing really. So
Go watch like a 10-minute YouTube clip while we talk about it, like on mute.
Or he can just listen to us talk about it.
and then decide if I actually want to go back and watch it or not.
No,
You
you
will.
definitely should.
Oh yeah.
Fucking do it.
Matt, you will. You will. Cody's gonna be in an anime, Captain Laserhawk, a blood dragon. I'm not gonna watch it, but if people are into that, sure, he'll be there.
Anime or hentai?
It's anime. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Netflix has hentai, doesn't it? Or at least they used to.
Excuse me?
I don't know what Netflix.
How do you know that,
Netflix
Vince?
is
What kind of Netflix subscription do you have? Is that the premium
Oh.
edition?
Yeah, that's the
no
premium,
ads and hentai.
that's the premium adult edition.
That's
Please be kind. Rewind. How do you know that?
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just blurting out facts that everyone should really know.
that's oh my god. Well, the next pay-per-view I think for NXT, I think it's the next one, NXT Deadline,
Yeah.
December 9th. It's their last one of the year. Obviously shit's gonna happen because it's gonna be their last one. Shit's gotta pop off in some capacity. It always does.
They're
And
bringing
then-
back that match stipulation, right? That new
Oh,
one.
wow.
Iron Survivor.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That actually, you know what? Going into that last year, I was like, I don't know about this. This kind of seems like a scramble match, and it was better. It was way better, like executed than any of their prior attempts at that style of match.
I remember Kiana popping the fuck off in that match last year.
Oh yeah.
I just won an Iron Survivor match. My back is killing me.
You're an idiot. I hate you.
Yeah, I feel like we need a counter at this point, going up in the corner to see how many times he's going to slip these in.
You know what? And
I just got done slipping it in.
That's 3.
There it is.
that might be 4. That might be 4. We're gonna have to do a counter. I'll go back and do the counter.
Well, I'm
I'll
at
do
3 right now, so we'll
Okay.
go by my counter because I'm right.
All right.
And then WWE's gonna start streaming in Japan for free on one of their services, so that's pretty cool.
Hentai?
No, not hentai.
I was asking for Vince.
I was gonna say if anyone's gonna know, Vince is gonna know if they're doing hentai over there.
I have not heard, but let me talk to my sources. and I'll get back
What
to you.
fucking sources do you have?
Listen, Vince is deep in bed with the hentai sources over in Japan. All right.
Apparently, Jesus,
It's a hot market. It's a hot market.
It's something. That's all I have.
All right. So, Kyle, I have a question for you.
Sure.
How did you, before we get started, tell your family about what you were going to be doing tonight?
So it's funny that things worked out the way that they did. I had to actually cancel my family plans today because I'm sick. I'm dealing with a cold, which hopefully that doesn't come up over the course of today. So no conversations were had. They do not know what I am doing currently or where I am doing it. But
Okay.
yeah,
So-
we're here.
So where your dirty little secret?
Our
That
last
was the
co-host-
case.
How would you have handled that one?
That's a good question. It's one of those things. Yeah, my family's not the type that talks about this stuff openly, so that would be it would have been very, very awkward.
I think introducing them to this podcast might help open up those conversations. Just be
That's
like, hey, I've
fair.
got a show you guys should listen to. Because our last guest host invited his mom and stepfather into the chat.
Right, we don't have to talk about that ever again.
Right as I was getting ready to ask him if he spit or swallow. So that was an experience. Got to say hi to his mom.
It's a learning experience for all.
Yes.
Yeah, it was something.
All right, so you guys have been here. You know how it goes. If you guys are watching or listening, basically when we have this many people on, I try to shut the fuck up as much as possible, and I just ask questions, and I go around in a little circle of four and ask everyone spit or swallow. And seeing as Rylan seemed like the most excited to put something in his mouth, we're going to start with him. Rylan, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna deeply swallow the Wrestle Dream card. I'm very excited about everything to do with this pay-per-view. And AEW is notorious for not having a decent build and delivering come show day. But I don't know, like looking at the card, like every match seems enticing. I'll definitely be spitting some of Dynamite this week because I don't feel like it was a great go-home show. But I'm really excited for Swerve and Hangman. I really think that's going to be good. So I'm excited about this.
Fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. I'm not going to drop $50 on a fucking pay-per-view for 4 matches that I actually want to see. But no, I agree.
I really hope Swerve wins. It's about time that Swerve, starts to rack up some victories in that company because, man, dude's a star, and they should start treating him like one.
There's a few people that fit that description on the
That's-
AEW roster, unfortunately.
Very true.
I have stopped keeping up with it since Phil left, and that was not by design, or it just so happens to like. I used to only watch Collision, and then Collision I stopped caring about, and then I stopped caring about like Dynamite, and then so I'm going through a phase where I'm not watching anymore. The last thing I watched was All In, so like I'm intrigued by the prospects of Swerve versus Hangman. I'm not sure how they got there, but I'll probably catch the match somehow.
Well, we got there because Swerve called Hangman out on his bullshit. That was on. It was on TV.
On this week's
That's how we
Dynamite?
got there. No,
Last week?
this was like what 2-3 weeks ago.
2
Yeah.
weeks ago? Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks.
boys.
They had the contract signing this week, but
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Pen in the hand kind of shit. Yeah.
No, but that's gonna be a good match for sure.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Katie, spit or swallow?
I'm spitting what the fuck's happening in the chat right now. That's for sure. I'm going to, we talked about Dynamite. I'm going to swallow Adam Cole and MJF's boating trip experience. I've said this numerous times. I'm ignoring him. The fact that I didn't expect to like this pairing as much as I did. And I love it. I love Adam Cole. You can barely see him. He's over here. And MJF is everyone's favorite scumbag. Everyone's favorite rat bastard. I love the pair so much. And I am devastated Adam Cole's hurt. Now, I don't want to hear these conspiracy theories that they're pulling up fake injury things. Like, no. I watched this man jump and immediately start limping. He fucked something up. It's Adam Cole.
Yeah.
He's a fragile little man, and I love him to pieces. He's fragile. It's fine. But like all of that stuff, Roddy coming out, just screaming his name, making him come with him, even though he's on crutches and has to like crutch his ass up the fucking ramp.
That shit's funny.
Roddy Strong is a goddamn drama queen.
I love it. I'm here for the drama. I am Mexican. I'm Latino. We're here for the cheese man. So I'm all about the drama.
Listen, I understand that. That's fine. I'm a white girl. I love drama. It's great.
Yeah.
But like, Roddy's the worst type of white girl. He's like the clingy ex-girlfriend who won't leave you alone and just blows up your phone consistently. That's Roddy.
The very needy girlfriend that always is like, why don't you spend time with me? No, don't go out.
No, it's the ex. Like, Adam's with Max now. Roddy's the ex.
Well, Maxwell did acknowledge that he still has a friendship with Roddy, that's still his guy on Dynamite this week. So, and he said despite him not liking it, he's still respected.
Well, yeah, because Max hasn't had friends before, so he doesn't understand that you can have more than one friend.
Listen, y'all do realize we have guests, correct? You're going to let them speak, or you two just going to keep talking back and forth the whole goddamn show? Katie didn't even let the Rack introduce himself when he showed up. She just said, I'm spitting at you. I thought we were besties, Katie. I thought you loved the Rack. The fuck happened? All of a sudden, you just turned 180? Some bullshit. Ladies and gentlemen, giving the people what they want. Finally, the Rack has come back to host the Smackin It Raw Podcast because y'all were just chanting my name like Matt's wife was in the bedroom about an hour ago. So I am here again for the second time tonight. Probably going to come at least one more time before we get out of here. Vince, never good to see you, but hi.
Oh, hey, love your glasses, Rack.
Thank you.
I like your Rack.
Yes, Adam Cole is a fragile little man, and Roddy Strong is a white woman. I agree with all of that. You are correct.
I like the Roddy stuff. I've loved the buffoonery of Adam Cole and MJF. I argued that a few weeks ago. I thought maybe we should have a conclusion to it, but obviously that's not coming for some time. And I'm not opposed to it either. I just, I think those two work really well in the ring together. Like at All In, they basically had a match from the 80s and they got that over. And it's great stuff. It's great stuff. So I'm enjoying all of it.
I mean, I love it when, shows are stolen by vignettes. I've loved those types of things, and also it's really great when wrestling remembers that it's very silly. And like this is one of those situations where wrestling remembers that it is in fact very silly. And for all of the things we talk about with MJF, his willingness to look like a dork sometimes is a very important feature of his, heel persona. And I give him credit for that.
Listen, Kyle, the Rack loves the way you say silly, so you can say that at least 5 more times tonight. Also, I am sorry that the gonorrhea is acting up. I hope you feel better.
Oh my God.
God.
Wrestling is absolutely supposed to be silly. Why do you think the Rack even exists, ladies and gentlemen? It's not because we take this shit seriously.
I have been thrown for a loop about 5 times since we've been on this show. So
welcome
You're in for a ride. You're in for a ride.
Always.
Kyle, spit a swallow.
I'm not sure if this counts for this week, but I'm going to talk about it anyway because I wasn't here last week. I am swallowing Jade Cargill going to WWE. I am super excited about this move. The one thing that I will say that AEW, which I mean, I'm more an AEW person than I am a WWE person. I can enjoy matches and wrestlers in both, but that just tends to be my preference in terms of wrestling. But I will fully acknowledge that in terms of the pageantry, in terms of making characters feel grandiose, AEW does not have that to the level that WWE has, especially at some of WWE's big shows. And people are already excited about the prospect of Jade Cargill showing up at a WrestleMania and what they would have her do. And I think that is the level of excitement that a character like that and a person like that deserves. So yeah, I'm fully ready for whatever it is they have planned. I understand the notion that she could spend some time in NXT, and if they choose to do that, that makes sense. But I'm not opposed to her showing up on the main roster. She has a level of cachet that is worth it.
Same.
So Kyle, let me ask you this: what is it that you enjoy most about professional wrestling?
What is it that I enjoy most about professional wrestling? In terms of actually in the ring, I tend to be more pro acrobatics, but I don't know. It's a culmination of a lot of things. It is the theatrics of it. It is the acrobaticism, the athleticism, and a fair amount of pageantry and silliness as well.
But you said that you lean more towards the in-ring than the pageantry and the extra, correct?
That's true. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you also said that a vignette beat the entire AEW show, blew it the fuck out of the water, was the best part of the whole show.
That is also true.
They pride themselves on what they do in the fucking ring.
They do.
So, like, it can't be that fantastic if Adam Cole going fishing for fucking Big Show was the best thing that happened on the entire... Anyway.
Captain Insano, not Big Show, they're different.
That's true. I don't know who that Big Show is.
That is like
Captain
saying the Rack and
Insano.
Matt Ritter are different. You are correct, Katie.
That's not where I thought he was going with it, but okay.
I wasn't in.
All right, Vince, put something in your mouth.
Okay. I don't know if I want to start with the spit or the swallow from this week.
I know what you normally start with.
But I'm going to start off with the swallow from this week. And I'm going to go all the way back to Monday Night Raw. Dominic Mysterio and Dragon Lee for the North American title on Monday Night Raw. My fucking God. They put on a fucking classic. That shit was a fantastic match. They wrestled like they owed someone lunch money, and I loved it. It was probably Dom's best match on main roster or just in general. Like, the only one that you can say was probably his best match was his Mania match against his dad. But that had the story behind it in terms of just in-ring aspects of it. This was probably the best one. Dom beating the he can't wrestle narrative, which I love to see because he's not the best technical masterpiece technician in the ring, but the guy is improving right in front of our eyes. I love it. I don't know if anybody else saw this, but I love the showing for Dragon Lee and of course his dick as well, because when he did that plancha over the top rope, his dick hit the top rope, or like his dick imprint hit the top rope, and like that slowed down the momentum when he did the dive onto Dom.
Vince, are you implying that the imprint of a penis can touch the top rope without the actual penis touching the top rope?
No, like the bulge. That's what I was trying to get to. Not imprint.
Yeah.
The bulge.
The package itself grazed the top rope. Okay.
Yeah,
I was just checking because you were all like, you said the dick imprint touched, but the dick didn't, and then I was confused as to how the fuck that is possible. Because trust me, anytime the Rack's dick imprint touches something, his dick also touches it.
I meant to say the bulge. Sorry, my apologies,
Okay.
Rack. But yeah,
Continue.
like Dragon Lee's bulge just like getting caught on the top rope. Go back.
He's got a big bulge. Have you seen that thing?
I mean, let's
That's
it
like
hang.
one of those
Unlike-
king size,
unlike
like the
Paige.
Super King burritos from Taco Burrito King.
Yeah, exactly. Dom got the clean win. Just completely solo, no help from the Judgment Day. You love to see it, especially after what we saw tonight.
I was just
But-
gonna say, I love that you were just like putting him over. He lost. They whooped that trick. Like it happened. New North American champion.
Well, I mean, unless you want to just like unpack it right now and let me spit the fact that he fucking lost his North American title tonight, despite the
No, we're gonna
showing.
save that for later. Just
Giving Dom his flowers from Monday.
you got
That's my
to because
first
you can't
swallow.
get them anymore anyway. Any other thoughts on the Dragon Lee dick print thingy and Dominic Mysterio getting one win before a loss when it mattered?
It was a really good match. Vince isn't wrong. Like it was a really good match. And honestly, like my next point will be that Raw is inconsistent, and it was nice to see something like that on a Monday Night Raw. I like the crossover that NXT's having with the main roster right now. I think that the exchange of talent is working. Obviously, with NXT doing over 800,000 viewers a few weeks ago with that Becky Lynch match, like it's not working. So, there's more eyes on the product of NXT, and with a show like they had tonight, like I could see that being really beneficial towards them. So, but no, yeah, that was a great match.
Listen, NFL, are you hearing Ryland here? Because the Bears could use a little of that, the same boost that Raw is giving NXT by giving us some talented people over so we can win a fucking game. That would be fantastic. I would love that.
Poor Justin.
We do that.
Fields.
Can we just pretend like rosters don't exist and just pass people around like the Rack passes around men in a prison cell? That'd be fantastic. Yes, Katie. Was there something that the Rack said that you were not? I've got
anything.
videos. I could send them to you.
No, I'm quite okay. Thank you.
Okay. Rylan, spit or swallow.
Let's continue talking about Raw. I'm gonna spit this Judgment Day, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. I'm so done seeing a different combination of these guys together in the main event of Raw or in the opening segment of Raw every week. Like, I know that we're obviously building towards something. I really hope it's not War Games because that's still so far away. Like, I would love to see the Bloodline take on anybody else at that point. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm digging Judgment Day, but like, I'm just over this whole thing, and it would be interesting to see if Cody can kind of like build some guys around him. Like, obviously, it's not going to be Drew, but Jey Uso is an interesting piece, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they're fine, but like, they don't have the tag belts anymore, so them as a tag team is just, I'm kind of over it.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them do some solo stuff.
Is the rack incorrect? You live in the Canada, right?
I do.
And you just said that KO and Sami Zayn, Canadian heroes, are just okay.
they're not in the
Right
top
now,
5
they're
of
just okay.
Canadians.
Right now, they're just okay.
That's blasphemy.
That's wild. That's
Kyle, how
wild.
did that make you feel hearing him say that about the Sami Zayns
it-
and the Kevin Owens?
It hurts. It hurts my very soul. They are Canadian icons.
Wow.
Like Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're from the same province.
that is also true.
See, the rack knows his shit.
Miguel Provence.
The rack does.
I'm with Rylan though. Like, as much as I love Judgment Day, it just kind of feels like I'm over them interacting with KO and Sammy. They already had exchanges with Cody, at least when it came to like his little feud program he had with Dominic Mysterio. And it just, I don't know, it kind of feels like they're spinning their wheels a little bit. Unfortunately, I hate to say that, but I don't know. I don't want it to be War Games despite Survivor Series being in Chicago, and I would love to see another War Games match. I don't want to wait another like 2 months until they build up this War Games match because they've already set it up. Like if War Games was like next week instead of Fastlane, then all for it. Cool, let's do War Games, wrap this up, and close off next chapter. But we still got 2 more pay-per-views before then.
Yeah, well, that's crazy because like it's 100% going to be War Games. Like, there's no way it's not. There's no way it's not. You have the Avengers teaming up to defeat Thanos. Cody, Jay, Sammy, KO, and the Judgment Day are Thanos in this aspect.
So
they're both purple. Got it.
If the rack is understanding this correctly, Cody Rhodes would be obviously the Captain America, red, white, and blue shield, big dick, all
Homelander,
that
yeah.
shit.
Mhm.
And then Kevin Owens with the anger problems, the Hulk. Yes.
Yeah.
Two big
Sami
guys.
Zayn is Hawkeye.
Falcon?
I could say.
I mean,
More like
technically,
Vision.
No.
Are we going to
now
just-
you're putting Sami Zayn over. Now you're calling him Vision, one of the most powerful fucking Avengers that existed. Before it was just
Wow.
okay. Now he's got the Mind Stone and moving through walls.
If
and
anyone's
shit.
Vision
That's
is
how it
Jey Uso.
No, Jey Uso is Iron Man because he's kind of an asshole, but and a lot of people don't like what they also
Exactly.
do. So like, no.
See?
So
Then I
who's
guess he's got red hair. Sami Zayn's Black Widow. Anyway, moving on.
That's that.
You know,
There
as
you
it
go.
should be.
Yeah,
Good for him.
there you go.
Also, we kind of like the whore around a little bit. She does her thing, she seduces men and then kills them or whatever. I don't know
Whoa.
exactly.
Yeah.
He seduced the bloodline. It
Don't knock
worked.
until you try it.
Jay could also be the Winter Soldier.
Also, the Black Widow recruited the Tony Stark, and Jey Uso was recruited by Sammy originally.
Okay,
Like,
alright.
there are lines there
There you go. There you go.
that I like to cross. Anyway, Katie, spit a swallow.
I'm spitting everything Don Callis and the family. I don't give a fuck about Sammy Guevara. I don't give a fuck about Jericho and Kenny teaming up together. The only thing that even intrigues me about this Wrestle Dream match is Will Ospreay himself, and that's the only reason I would watch that match. Because I like Will Ospreay now. His theme fucking slaps, but I don't give a fuck about Don Callis, Sammy. I like Takeshita. I don't like Takeshita with Callis. I don't care about anybody in this. It's taking up too much of my TV time, and I don't fucking care.
Did the Donald happen to call Kenny a cuck again?
Not that I heard. No.
No. Did they beat up Chris Jericho again?
This week, no.
Then I agree with you. This is stupid. Let's move on.
This is the problem. There's a lot of Winnipeggers.
Yeah, that's like that's the three: Callis, Jericho, Omega. Those are our boys. When we show up to a fight, it's with those guys.
I do agree with you, though. I like this Callis thing isn't really working for me, and like I feel like Callis served a reasonable role. I never have been a fan of him in commentary, but I think he served a reasonable role while he was working with Kenny as the belt collector and that whole character with the Impact connection. I think there was ways to make that sort of worked. I feel like Callis is sort of outstayed his welcome at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he's a carny piece of shit.
We're gonna do that thing again. Please be kind. Rewind. Did you refer to them and of course yourselves as Winnipeggers?
Yes.
That is okay.
That is Winnipeggers. Yes. You can
do with that what you want. Write that down. That could be a title. Winnipeggers.
that is absolutely a title. With capital peggers. All capitals at the end. Well, that is my new favorite phrase from Canada.
It's cold, Winnipeg. It's cold.
That's the Wallop Boys' new nickname when they get introduced on the show. The Winnipeggers.
Listen, apparently it is cold in Canada, and the way they keep warm is pegging. Ladies and gentlemen, that you heard it here first. Kyle, spit a swallow.
Wow. Recovery. I am as much again. I'm talking about AEW, but I've got to put them down where they kind of deserve it. I am spitting 3 AEW pay-per-views in 5 weeks. Y'all need to calm down with this. Some people want to keep their money in their pocket and don't want their cable company coming after them for a bill that they don't really feel like paying right now.
Is it you?
I don't. It doesn't super. It depends on who's asking, but I think for me, because there are elements of this Wrestle Dream show that I'm excited for, but Tony Khan's explanation as to why it's happening doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, that is not to say that Inoki isn't, a legend. He absolutely is. But this isn't a New Japan show,
Yeah.
That's the thing. It was advertised as a cross promotion show, but if you look, New Japan's got a show with all their top stars. Who do we have on this show from New Japan that's not a Gaijin?
See, I don't know what that is, so I can't help you.
Gaijin.
That would be white people, Katie.
I don't know.
A non-Japanese wrestler in the promotion.
I only know what Gaijin means because of Tokyo Drift.
We're peeling back the layers. Yeah, I to be honest with you, and that's the thing about it. I was sort of surprised that they did All In and All Out back to back. Or they should. Yeah, I agree. If they get a streaming service and they're just charging me per month, then this is reasonable value. But I was upset with WWE when they were doing SmackDown pay-per-views and Raw pay-per-views sort of back-to-back, and they had, 20 of them in one particular year. I have to feel the same way about the AEW when they do this. They had a good system with the 4 or 5 they were doing per year. This is, it's too much.
It's overkill.
It is.
The rumor is, too, that they're going to 12. So,
that's too many.
I'll hunt them down. I will hunt them down.
Too many.
Feels like they're at
Tony,
16 right now.
Y'all need to calm down. Not all of us are doing what you're doing to keep as excited as you are.
The rumor is that Tony Khan is booking all by himself and hates women. That is why there's only one women's match every show. It is also why he thinks he can put on 12 pay-per-views a year because he thinks he's just doing such a good job. Let me tell you something. There was one show and one show only that idiot Matt Riddle was going to pay for, and that was the All-In. Yes, the All-In one. That didn't even happen. Definitely not paying for any of the other bullshit that they are putting on. They fired the CM Punk and shit. So
poor Phil.
Poor Phil.
Here's the thing. Tony Khan is second generation money, and I mean that in the meanest way possible.
If Tony Khan gives Matt Riddle a job, we will no longer be covering AEW on this show.
That's reasonable.
I have not
Tony,
cleared-
Tony,
I have not
Hire
cleared that
Matt
with Matt
Riddle
Ritter
right
yet,
now.
but I am just speaking for him. So
Vince, no.
I will sit here and oh my god, you know how great it will be not having to cover AEW on a weekly basis. All we have to do
You
is
don't
talk
even
about
watch
three.
it. I cover it.
Also,
Yeah, but I have-
you talked about watching Dynamite this week, so either you are watching it or you're not. I don't understand which one it is.
Depends on who's asking.
I had that coming.
No, but in all seriousness, because I had a few minutes, like I had like half an hour to like 40 minutes before we got live, so I'm like, maybe I'll just like fast forward through some Dynamite, and I watched the MJF stuff because I heard the promo battle between him and Jay White was pretty interesting, so that's what I went back and watched, and then fast forward through some shit, basically the whole
listen,
show.
I'm here. I pay attention. I hear all that idiot Matt Ritter's friends, and like they all watch WWE and the AEWs, right? But the general consensus of people watching both shows is I am not going to pay that kind of money for AEW, the product itself, 12 times a year. Not doing it. I know there are AEW diehards who think like WWE is the worst wrestling ever produced and it's just unwatchable and they just go on and they rant and they cry. And then there are WWE people who are the same way about AEW. Like, it goes both ways, kind of like Katie in the Rack. But if people that are consistently watching both shows are like, listen, I like watching your show, you're just not worth the money, then maybe don't put on 12 pay-per-views. Because that is the majority, like the diehards are the minority of your fan base. They're like Vince on this podcast. Whereas the majority of the fan base is like, no, we're not paying that kind of money.
We're going to get the numbers together to change that one day, Vince.
Oh man,
We have
that
gotten
one
the
caught
numbers
me
together.
off guard. I was not ready for it.
Technology.
I just kind of
That is also why Vince is kind of left and gone to get you for a little bit because he felt outnumbered and he's like, I need more people around me that make me feel comfortable.
Well, Benji is half Mexican, half Brazilian, and he's all
Benji's
Latino.
not human.
Okay, we're not going to go into the alien territory because that has negative implications.
I never said that word. You did, so that's on you.
We say extraterrestrial around here, so we don't get.
Okay,
things
I'm
confused.
okay with that one. That one's okay.
Yeah.
That one's
I just said he wasn't a human, so
all right. Fair enough.
I don't see why I
fair
went
enough.
wrong here.
And then Justin's Filipino, and Filipinos are like Mexican adjacent, or at least Justin is. So yeah, you're right. You know, it's a little. I'm the majority over there.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Very interesting walking around history.
We were both conquered by the same people, so we're cousins, if anything.
That is true.
Yeah. So,
Two different colonizers, the same ones. Proud tradition.
same
Two
last
worlds,
names.
one family.
Same last names.
Tarzan.
Yeah.
That is correct. Rylan, before we get canceled, spit a swallow.
I just there was I'm gonna swallow the promo that Will Ospreay and Zack Sabre Jr. had on a New Japan card. I think it might have been late last week, early this week. Both guys cut this entire promo in Japanese, and I thought that was super cool. Like the respect that both those guys have for that culture and just how much they've thrown into that wrestling on that side of the world and becoming stars there, I think is just super, super awesome. And it was something you don't see every day, that's for sure. So I thought that was a really cool thing.
Okay.
I don't think it's a really cool thing that the Rack just skipped me and I didn't get to spit or swallow and just like completely skipped me to go to Ryland, but okay.
You doubled up last time.
Did I? Did that count?
Listen, the Rack is in charge. That absolutely counted. You don't get to double down, motherfucker.
All right.
Anyway.
As long as we clarify things.
That was very cool, Rylan. Thank you. Katie, spit a swallow.
I'm swallowing everything Julia Hart. What she's doing right now is probably the best work of her entire career. One of the best characters in AEW, point blank period. She's currently on an undefeated streak of 28-0, like this year kind of thing. Her match with Willow was fantastic. Her match on Collision was great. I don't know if she had anything on Rampage. I didn't watch it. I didn't get the chance to. I didn't get home till 1 a.m. on Friday, so
Jesus.
I was busy. But like
Getting
everything
busy?
she's doing, no, shut up, no. Everything she's doing, her and Stat, would be one of the only matches like on that Wrestle Dream card that I actually want to physically see, because the two of them, that might steal the show. With it being the only fucking women's match on the card, which Tony Khan can suck my dick because I'm so over it. It's fucking massive.
That means you gotta go yard, Tony.
When they had put that group together, I was looking forward to Julia Hart getting the opportunity to wrestle and show what she could do as part of that group. And now that she's getting that opportunity, it really does feel like the House of Black is complete. And once, Malachi comes back and they can all be out there kicking ass and taking names and maybe starting to go for some singles titles, that would be really great.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
Because like Brody's still in a cast, like you can kind of see it on when he's out there with her. Malachi's still out. Buddy's just trying to hang out with Rhea, as he should, because same. So like they're all just taking their time, waiting until everyone's healthy, and then take over the fucking world.
Yeah, Julie Hart is super, super fun right now. Like, she was the one addition to the House of Black that I wasn't initially like, I didn't know. I was like, all right, well, this is a direction. And as soon as it got rolling, I dug it right away. I think that I agree 100%. Her match with Willow was great on Wednesday. And I'm looking forward to the match. I don't think she's beating Chris Statlander. And there is another women's champion that could be on that card. I agree. Like, why isn't Saraya
just another match?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right.
Match.
You're not wrong, but I'm just saying there's another title. It's a fucking pay-per-view.
Tony Onoki likes women's wrestling. This is not the way to honor him.
Listen, they rebounded from a terrible job introducing Julia Hart to the House of Black, just like Kyle rebounded from that bout of gonorrhea, and now he's feeling better and doing the show. Very happy for him. I agree, though. Like, it was very iffy. Like, she took the cum shot to the face, and then she was blind, and then we didn't know what was going on, and it poisoned her, and then it took a little while, and then they forgot about it, and they came back, and now all of a sudden she was evil. But definitely working out now, especially with Malachi gone. Very happy about everything she is doing. I would love to see her win that championship. I'm not going to watch Wrestle Dream because, again, not paying money to watch that shit. It is what it is. I know that might upset some people. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. It is what it is. But yes, I agree. Julia Hart is fantastic. I love her little hat. I want to get me one. I think I would look fantastic in it as well. Not as good as her, but close.
It'd be a close second.
Don't sell yourself short.
Listen, Vince, of all the things I sell myself, short is not one of them.
Fair enough.
Katie, spit a swallow. Oh, no, you just went. Kyle, spit a swallow.
All right. I am going to swallow, speaking of AEW, since that's what we're doing, I'm going to swallow AEW tag wrestlers getting an opportunity to wrestle singles matches. Not necessarily one-on-one, but I want to see more of this in wrestling in general, is seeing tag team wrestlers get to break free of their tag teams without having to, break up as a tag team. I like seeing the Jacksons wrestle in singles opportunities. I recognize that that's a controversial take, but I stand by it. Ray Phoenix holding the international championship makes me very, very happy, and I want to see him jump around and kick people. I would prefer it not to be Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, my God.
I wish that he didn't have to drag Jeff Jarrett's ass through a match, and it is a shame that keeps happening to international champions. But it's going to be somebody else eventually, and that will be much, much better. But yeah, I'm a fan of this opportunity for people to be able to, get an opportunity to shine that way.
Listen, raise your hand if you watch AEW. Vince, do not raise your hand. All right. Now, let me ask everyone here that watched the AEW question. Was there or was there not a match featuring Jeff Jarrett where they said if he lost, he would not wrestle anymore?
Yes.
Did that not happen?
It
Did
did.
the Rack just make that shit up?
No,
Okay. Did he lose that match?
he did.
He lost
So
every
why
match.
in the fuck is Jeff Jarrett consistently still wrestling every week on TV?
I do not know. I truly don't know.
that idiot Matt Riddle made this point on Twitter, and someone's like, "Oh well, in WWE." That is not what the fuck we were talking about, because what you were talking about is not something that I'm upset about. I'm upset about having to see Jeff Jarrett every week. Fuck the Jeff Jarrett, like he does everyone's wives.
Also, like, you have a roster of, you have 2 rosters technically of like 800 people. Let's just take a guess because they sign everybody. Jeff Jarrett is who you pick to go against Ray Phoenix. Go home. Go home. That's fucking stupid. Nobody wants to see this old ass man with his shitty ass guitar and his slutty wife and his fucking posse of people who aren't fucking needed. No. I can say what I want to say. No.
Let us not slut shame the Karen Jarrett. That's not fair.
I'm not slut shaming. I'm just saying what I'm
just
saying.
called her slutty.
I'm saying what I'm saying.
Shame Annie and all Karens.
I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
All right. Listen. What is the tag team? The brothers, one is always broken, but not the Hardys.
Top Flight?
That one, yeah, the planes, the flights, yes. One's fucking sky blue. Where the fuck are they? Why weren't they? I know AR Fox left them, and then we just kind of forgot they existed. But like, maybe they have a match against Ray Phoenix. That would be fun.
That would be great.
Isn't fucking sky blue anymore, so.
That is fantastic news, Katie. Why wasn't that news and rumors?
Because it's Kyle Fletcher of Aussie Open, and it's been like that for a few months.
Wait, is he the one with the stupid fucking hair, or is he the other one?
I think it's the stupid hair. I think it's the stupid hair for sure.
I don't, like, I know what they both look like, but like, I can't differentiate.
You cannot tell me which one has stupid hair?
They both have stupid hair. It's the skinnier one.
There's one of them looks like a young guy. The other one looks like he's been in bar fights for like at least 25
it's
years.
not the one who looks like in bar fights.
Okay, that is the one with the stupid hair. Okay, we are good.
Okay.
Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah.
Vincent, would you like to spit and or swallow?
Yeah, you know what? We had a great pay-per-view. I was waiting for Katie to mention this because last week I stole hers and I thought this would be one of her first ones. But I'm just going to do it because she's already spat and swallowed 3 times and hasn't mentioned it. The Extreme Rules main event for the NXT Women's Championship between the man Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. Oh my God, this match was so much better than I thought it was going to be. And that's not because of any negative opinions I may have about Tiffany or Becky Lynch. What? Yes.
It's because we're not covering the pay-per-view yet. That's why I didn't say it.
We are covering the pay-per-view.
Yes, at the end. Remember we had the discussion?
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. When did we have this?
How we did the last pay-per-view?
Literally, it is in your text messages, and you said yes. And also, when the Rack brought up the whole Dominic Mysterio thing, and I said, "Oh, we'll save that for later," as in the end of the show when we talk about the pay-per-view, like we did the last time.
You just said later. I just assumed like in my next spit or swallow. But okay, if that's the case, I can just sidestep it and talk about it later and call an audible here with a spit or swallow, if that's allowed.
I mean, your audibles are about as effective as the Bears, but go ahead.
He's gagging right now, guys. He's gagging.
I'm gonna go and talk about some Mexicans here, and I'm loving the exposure for Dragon Lee. He was over there on SmackDown. Not only did he get highlighted on Raw in the match with Dominic Mysterio, like I mentioned previously, but he was also the special guest referee on tonight's No Mercy. But he was also like a special guest guy in SmackDown, just ringside. So he was going back and forth with Austin Theory. And it looked like they're going to set up a program. They're going to have a match next week on SmackDown. That's really cool. So Dragon Lee is going to be on all 3 shows now. And then it looked like he was going to like get involved in another program. That's part of my other spits and swallows later on. But yeah, just the exposure for Dragon Lee and his bulge.
I don't know that the bulge was exposed. I feel like it wasn't got covered.
I feel like that would not be on TV.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was watching the wrong feed then.
He was watching his hentai. That's what he was watching.
Yes, the hentai feed. But yeah,
I don't
Dragon
want to
League.
know if Dragon League hentai exists.
It probably does.
It probably does.
Rule 42.
One of the Winnipeggers, please spit in a swallow. Rylan.
I'm gonna spit and ask a question. Why can't Ruby have anything nice? Why is she always in a losing position in that company? She got there to so much fanfare, and now she's just the one who gets to the finals of everything and loses. Unless she's the one to take that belt off Saraya, I just feel like she's such a failed project because she is so great. And they're just floundering Ruby Soho over there.
Yes.
Story of her career, really, if you think about it. NXT mismanaged her, main roster mismanaged her, AEW's doing it. It's like an unfortunate situation, but
The Rack believes it is because she is from Indiana.
Do those state rivalries run that deep?
Oh no, this is not like an Illinois-Indiana rivalry or anything. I'm just saying, like in general.
Because she's from there.
I apologize, JG, if you are listening, but like they tend to lose a lot of things, including all of her matches and every push that she's ever had.
Shout out to Reggie Miller.
Was that the last? Are the Indiana Pacers still a thing, Vince?
Yeah, they're still a thing.
They exist still.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call them a thing.
they recently.
When was the last time they won something?
They successfully were able to get a bid to have Indiana host the NBA All-Star Game last.
That is not.
That is a win. That is a win for the state of Indiana.
It is a loss for the NBA players who have to go in February to Indianapolis to try to like party.
Listen, Vince.
They'll just
I asked you
Chicago.
when the last time the Pacers won something, and you said the state of Indiana won a bid to get blah blah blah. No, that is not a win.
The Pacers have yet to win anything.
Okay, that is what the Rack was asking.
Okay.
What about the Indianapolis Colts? How are they doing?
I don't football, so can't tell.
I don't want to talk about their last Super Bowl win. It might cause some pain.
Yeah, no, we do not need to do that. But that was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Anyway, Katie, spit a swallow.
Oh man.
I'm gonna swallow Tegan Knox actually getting an opportunity and beating Natalia, who had no fucking right to insert herself back into this position when Tegan said it clear as day, bitch. You lost last week. You get to the fucking back. No. And you know what? Good. Fuck you, Natalia. I'm glad Tegan beat you.
Canadians are taking a beating on this show.
I was going to say, my God.
Yeah.
To be fair, the issue is not her being Canadian with Katie.
No.
Bethany, I believe that your problem is with blonde girls with fake boobies. That is what I mean.
No, she likes
No.
Tiffany Stratton.
I do like Tiffany.
But
Yeah.
Tiffany is not inserting herself in things the way that Matt Ritter inserted himself into his wife, and Charlotte inserted herself into things, and Natalia's inserting herself into things.
This tally is getting to be a place.
It's just there are other people on the roster who
That have
can
brown
an
hair and-
opportunity. And Natalia's just said, "Oh no, I've been here for 20 years. I get everything." No, the fuck you don't. No, you lost. You go to the back. That's literally how things are supposed to work.
I
Well,
felt
if the
the
Fun-
Macho Man instead, never mind.
No,
I felt the same way you did last week, Katie, when she came out, and especially the reports of Tegan Knox supposedly being like the one that Becky wanted to work with and have the title match with. But based on what I saw on Raw, it was a case of let it play out, where they actually wrote it into the story where Becky had a backstage segment with Tegan. And it's like, hey, I saw you at Gorilla. You looked like you were ready to chomp at the bit, like you were going to come out. And then Natalya came out. What happened? And she's just said, I conceded to her because she was the vet, and kind of give her a pep talk. I was like, no, you gotta take your opportunities. Don't let anyone like step over you. You gotta she kind of like lit a fire in Tegan. She got that win over Natalya. Now she's gonna get a title match against Becky Lynch on Monday Night Raw, which is great. So fantastic things. And I don't know if it was by design or not, or they kind of like made lemonade out of lemons, like Becky Lynch tends to be doing lately. But them not using Tegan last week kind of helped to further the story they told this week. So that, I will say, was at least something positive.
The Rag is just happy that Tegan Knox got through a match and all her knees are intact.
Her knees are fine.
Bionic now, but yes. Vince, so when we
It's better
started the
than human
show,
knees.
when we started the show, you said something about, you said you were going to show up shirtless and covered in sweat and fluid, blah, 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 correct?
Yes.
Well, in that text message that you referred to, directly under that, there is another message that says, also, don't forget, No Mercy is this weekend. Maybe cover that like we did the last pay-per-view and go over it at the end. And your response was, yeah, definitely will.
Where's my phone?
This man said, I'm pulling out the receipts.
Yeah, for real. He's calling me
You
out.
don't even need to do that. The Rack is just going to screenshot that shit and just text it right back to you. You won't have to go search for it or nothing. It is right there for you to see.
Why is it so personal? Why is
You
it
asked to
so...
do one job, Vince. That is all.
Listen, once you showed up, like, I kind of went into cruise control. Like, I hit the snooze button. I'm like, okay, don't have to really, like, focus as much as I wanted to. So, like, that tends to happen. I'm sorry.
Okay, Cruz Del Toro. Kyle, gonna swallow.
Wow. Let's break up this with some controversy. I am going to tentatively spit NXT matches happening on the main roster.
Okay.
I know. I feel like I am, the vice principal showing up to break up some, I don't know, insert something fun. I wouldn't have fun in school. But I feel like you have an entire roster of people who are there, who could be competing in things, who could be doing matches. And I don't have a problem necessarily with somebody like Becky Lynch, who they didn't necessarily have something for, going to NXT, working there, putting some people over, having great matches. That is fantastic. Do that, go with it, whatever. It's just once a person is there, don't have them working on multiple shows. Just let things be at their place there. And then when she comes back, she gets to come back. I think the biggest thing for me that I feel like it does is it kind of muddies the water for what should be a large event, which is an NXT debut. I recognize that this hasn't necessarily always been the case and that there have been problems within the past. But in previous experience, NXT debuts that were kind of muddled and not treated as a big deal led to WWE roster stays that were never treated as a big deal. There are exceptions to this, but generally speaking, the people who got to be a big deal when they debuted got to continue to be a big deal. And yeah, personally, I'm of the opinion that it makes a lot more sense for people to have their opportunity, work in NXT, build up their clout there, and then get to show up and be a big deal on the main roster when they're ready to do so. My personal opinion.
Seems like Matt has something to say, but before he does, let me jump in real quick and say my little piece. And I agree to an extent of what Kyle is saying, because when New Day went back and won the tag titles, they stayed in NXT. I don't think I saw them on SmackDown. And then they reappeared after they dropped the titles. Then you had moments like when Finn went back for the second run in NXT. He stayed in NXT, and then when he re-debuted on the main roster, it was a big deal. Granted, they didn't do shit with him initially, but it was a big deal. It was treated as a big deal. With Dominic Mysterio, I let my bias get the better of me because Dominic Mysterio and I fucking love Dom. So I was okay with him showing up on all shows. Like the Judgment Day can do no wrong. They fucking show up in Dynamite this week, and I'd be totally okay with it. My personal feelings. But like you're right with Becky Lynch, like I would like to see her primarily stick around with NXT, and then come back to Raw after she's done with her little excursion. That's just me.
I love the house divided below, where Ryland's like, I love all of the NXT stuff and the way they're mixing it up and people are going everywhere and having fun. And Kyle's like, fuck you, fuck that. This is bullshit.
It does sound like our show.
It does, yeah, very much so.
Stop skipping class. Go back to class. Sit in your fucking homeroom. Why are you in biology? You don't even take that fucking class. Like, I love that energy. The reason I stopped by is because if you guys go over to patreon.com/creationworld for just $1, one single dollar, we get 2 shows for you. One is Multiverse with Travis and Mara. Their latest episode is out. It is Batman's Long Halloweeny or something like that, where they sit down and they talk DC animated films, including that one. But you get the whole back catalog, everything that they've done DC animated. But you also get Return to Wrestling with me and Travis, where we talk old school WCW. We started in 1995 at the very first Nitro. We've gotten all the way to Super Brawl 1998 so far, which is our most recent episode. So if you want to hear me bitch and complain about Hulk Hogan and him existing in wrestling and all the stupid shit that he does and how awful he is at chair shots and wrestling period, please go check that out and give it a like and throw us $1. I'd appreciate it. If you got a little bit more than that, you're like, I love these guys, I want to show them some support, we have other tiers. Those shows are included in all those tiers. So if you pay a little more, you still get all that stuff. You also get our show ad-free. No ads. But if you're watching us live, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, you got sponsored. Travis worked really hard on a commercial that I play every episode for you guys. So you know about discounts, you know where to get your sex toys, your energy drinks, and your dog supplies. All 3 things that I think go very well together, as long as you're not using one on another. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Please don't do that. However, separately, very good things. So please, here's a word from our sponsors. Vince, you gotta.
Is the leading adult toy store that offers a wide range of products to help you explore your sexual desires. Whether you're looking for something to use solo or with a partner, they have everything you need to satisfy your cravings. From vibrators to lingerie, bondage gear to lubricants, AdamandEve.com has it all. And the best part, you can shop with confidence, knowing that all their products are of high quality and backed by a 100% satisfaction guarantee. That means whether you bought a dildo, sex swing, penis ring, vibrator, anal sex toy, bondage toy, couples toy, lube, or accessory, you can get a refund within 90 days if you're not 100% satisfied. No questions asked. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Adam and Eve is giving you 50% off almost any item on their website. That's right, 50% off. And if you act now, you'll also get free shipping. So go to adamandeve.creationworld.com and use the offer code erotica at checkout. That's erotica at adamandeve.creationworld.com for 50% off almost any item and free shipping. Don't wait. This offer won't last very long. The link is in the description. Attention dog lovers. Are you looking for high quality products to spoil your furry friend? Then you need to check out dog.com. Because you see, dog.com is the go-to online store for all your dog-related needs. They offer a huge selection of dog food, treats, beds, and more. Plus, they have products for all types of dogs, from puppies to seniors and everything in between. And the best part, you can shop with confidence knowing that all their products are made with your dog's health and happiness in mind. Dog.com only stocks top-rated brands that you can trust, so you can rest easy knowing your dog is getting the best. And right now, as a special offer to our listeners, Dog.com is doing a big warehouse clearance sale. And all you have to do is go to dog.creationworld.com and you can get up to 80% off on all sorts of items like toys, treats, bones, harnesses, bowls, leashes, and anything else you can think of. So go to dog.creationworld.com and take advantage of this sale right now. Spoil your furry friend with the best products from dog.creationworld.com today. Link is in the description. Are you tired of feeling sluggish and unfocused throughout the day? Then it's time to try DUBBY, the ultimate energy source. DUBBY is a powerful clean energy drink that is designed to help you stay alert and focused no matter what life throws your way. Whether you're a student, a busy professional, an athlete, or especially a gamer, DUBBY can give you the boost you need to take on the day or the night. It also contains important aminos and vitamins that canned energy drinks simply don't have. And the best part, DUBBY is made with high quality ingredients and is completely sugar-free, maltodextrin-free, and is keto-friendly. So you can enjoy the energy boost without any of the crash, jitters, or angst that comes with traditional energy drinks. Simply mix DUBBY with water and you'll have a delicious, refreshing energy drink that can help you power through your entire day. And with a variety of flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, Beach and Peach, and Dragonade, you're sure to find one that you love. So go to dubby.creationworld.com and order your DUBBY today. And for a limited time, use code Creatia at checkout to get 10% off your order. That's Creatia at dubby.creationworld.com for 10% off. Try DUBBY today and feel the difference. The link is in the description.
And we're back. Glock Lesnar. What fucking hairline, bro? I have to have hair to have a hairline. There is none. It's literally skin to skin. The closest thing to a hairline I have is the hair on my back, and I don't think we can consider that hairline. Also, he memorized them. He's not reading them. I mean, maybe he might, but I think those are prescription glasses, actually. Kyle went last, which means Vince, you're up because the rack was fucking everything up. Vince, you have to unmute yourself.
Oh,
there you go.
Thank you. I forgot I muted myself during that. It's my fault. I'm going to go back to swallowing my Mexicans like I've been doing this whole episode. And I'm going to swallow the United States Championship match between Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Fantastic match. They gave it 2 commercial breaks in between. They gave it an extensive amount of time to the point where by the time it finished, I forgot that Bayley and Charlotte were scheduled to have a match as well. And I thought we were going to go straight into like the whole Cena stuff, because they were hyping it up that whole time. Selena Vega on the outside, she was fantastic because she was just giving all the emotions, all the reactions I was giving. Really, really good match. Not as good as the Dom Ray Phoenix match. Not Ray Phoenix. Dragon Lee match. Sorry. But it was still a really good match. I am, however, spitting the Street Profits attacking the LWO post-match, and then Bobby Lashley just laying out Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde like they're nothing. And yeah, man, I don't know why they gotta fuck with the LWO so hard. You know, go mess with someone else. You know, leave my boys alone. But I am swallowing the match though.
I will say I think that I like the direction of those two factions feuding against each other. I think that's going to create for some fresh matchups and good ones at that. Like, I enjoy the Street Profits. I enjoy the LWO. And it looks like they're going to have a match at Fastlane. So that's something for everybody to do in those groups. Yeah. And again, I don't know if I've ever seen Bobby Lashley interact with Rey Mysterio. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that's... Well, my Austin theory is that he's going to be the one to take the title off of Ray. Like, I long believed that he took the title off of Theory so he could be a transitional champion for Bobby Lashley, so he could be the U.S. champion.
Except that Santos Escobar is going to put that suit on, fuck Ray up, take his title, and join Bobby Lashley.
That's not going to happen.
Because that's
that would be so good if it did, though. Oh, I love that.
That is very good.
Don't put that evil on me, Matt. Don't put that evil on me. I'm in a good mood, man.
There's a lot of things I put on you. Evil isn't one of them.
Anyways, but yeah, shout out to the Mysterios. They put on good matches this week.
Okay. I enjoyed watching them get beat down by the Street Profits. You know, the Street Profits just came out and said, "I'm fucking everybody up this week." Bobby was all for it. Bobby looked like a science teacher. I don't know what he was wearing, but he did. He looked like a science teacher. Proud of him.
It wasn't a terrible fit. Just not.
I didn't say it was terrible. I'm just saying he looked like a science teacher. Sometimes science teachers have swag, Vince. Like,
none of my science teachers ever had any kind of swag. So this is news to me. This is a new discovery on my part.
Vince, which means Rylan, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna spit Nia Jax. Why did we bring her back? I'm sorry, but like I'm not interested in her and Rhea. The only thing I'm interested in her and Rhea is seeing Rhea hit her finisher on her. That's what I want to see, but I don't want to see the match. I don't think the match is going to be good. I've never been a fan, and her promos have been weak since she got back, in my opinion, and I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the Nia Jax comeback.
I'm gonna let Cal take this one.
I feel like there's a place for Nia Jax in WWE. Like, this is maybe I'm on an island here, but Nia Jax didn't exclusively had bad matches in her last run, not by a long shot. She had several very good ones. It was just there was some inconsistency with regards to her feuds. There are some people, poor Kairi Sane, she should never wrestle again, and that's fine. But there is a place for somebody who can be a powerhouse, who can, knock Rhea Ripley around and allow Rhea Ripley to have sort of a heroic comeback. And Nia Jax, I feel like, is going to be perfectly good at that.
We'll see.
Oh, wow.
He didn't like that.
He hated that opinion so much he just left.
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't even get to give shit for, going to bat for Natalya and then shitting on Nia Jax, which was where I was going to go, but,
Oh, I shitted on Natalya and Nia Jax, so can't really say anything there. But like, I'm kind of with Rylan. I said that last week that I'm not really feeling Nia Jax return. Every single episode or every single podcast I've done, whether that's botch spots or whatever, I haven't been behind the whole Nia train. Like, Allison is always on board with like, don't bring back like the legends. Let the women go ahead and use the actual active roster. So then why bring back Nia when you can elevate someone like a Piper Niven or a Shayna Baszler or someone else? You have talent on that roster that you can build up to that level. You don't need a Nia Jax.
I mean, I feel like you slyly insinuated that Nia Jax was a legend. I wouldn't go
No. I was not saying legend.
Because she said, don't bring back legends. Why are we bringing back Nia Jax? So that's what it sounded like.
No. I'm sorry.
Here's
sorry for the confusion. No, not a legend at all.
Different scenario. Bringing back an active competitor who's not a legend that they released. And as Allison said, worked really hard, and Allison believes she deserves a chance.
How do we know she worked really hard?
You don't know, but that doesn't mean that Allison doesn't know it. Maybe Allison's been following her journey and knows what she's been doing. But just because you didn't like her and didn't follow it doesn't mean it didn't fucking happen, Vince. I don't follow basketball. It doesn't mean that you don't have basketball games because I don't fucking follow it. Doesn't mean that all of a sudden when Matt said fuck basketball, the Bulls just disappeared. You know how I know that? Because you talk about it every goddamn show, even though I ask you not to. See, Allison has been following her journey. Here's my thing. If she really did work hard, she put in the work, she came back, she's going to be safe, she's going to do her thing. I don't have a problem with Nia Jax coming back and doing her thing. If it's the opposite, if this becomes something where people are getting hurt again and the unsafe and all of that, if that's the case, then okay, maybe this was a bad idea, but you got to try to see. You got to give her a chance to see. Ryland,
I don't have to do any.
Apparently gives Natalya all the fucking chances in the world to be entertaining and doesn't care because she's Canadian, but we can't give Nia a second chance.
I don't know. I've never been a fan of her in general. So like,
Yeah.
But that being said, like, I understand the wait and see approach with her too. Like, she has been gone for a significant amount of time. So, I mean, there are fresher matchups. So I hope I don't see any more heads get bounced off turnbuckle pads.
Unless it's Charlotte Flair. I think Katie would be totally okay with Charlotte wrestling Nia Jax if she gets dropped on her head again. I mean, she won't admit it, but I know it's a fact.
I wasn't here, the rack was, so I didn't get to do this. But one last thing for my Winnipeggers. Natalya Neidhart is the third best Neidhart in the family. Jenny is the first. Jim is the second. To be clear.
Yeah.
And if you've seen anything that I've seen from Jenny, you understand why I'm saying that.
I've heard rumors.
I can send you pictures if you'd like. Don't tell your parents.
He's got a back catalog full of them.
Anyway, Rylan got very upset and left, even though it was his spit or swallow. So Katie spit and swallow.
He just got up and left. That was crazy.
He just said, "Fuck this."
He said the show sucks and left. That was wild. I'm gonna swallow the slow burn to a heel turn for Drew McIntyre. I'm not mad at it. Listen, the man is kind of making some good points. He's like, these Uso brothers almost killed me with some chairs many a time. I have almost died because of them. I'm not going to openly and willingly accept Jey Uso back into my life. Fair. That's some trauma. You gotta work through that, Drew. I understand. And then New Day being like, no, we're going to give him a chance. It's fine. Like, I see both sides of it, but I like the fact that it's like little things Drew's doing. Like, he didn't stop his match with Kofi and check on Xavier when Xavier got attacked by Ivar. Like, it's just little shit he's doing. Like, he doesn't.
He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to. That's not his tag team partner.
But they're friends.
Yeah, his
Friends
tag
is
team
a strong
partner's
word. We don't know the nature of the relationship, Katie.
That's why I put it in quotes, Vince.
I said it last week. We will not be slandering Longbottom on this podcast. Neville showed up. He talked shit to Voldemort. He pulled out the sword of Gryffindor. He cut the snake's head off. Drew McIntyre, very much so. I didn't think was going to be important, just like Neville Longbottom. I thought he was just going to be another victim. And he got rid of the Horcrux that was Matt Riddle. He pulled that sword of Gryffindor out, smashed that shit, sent it away, and moved on with his life. We will not slander Drew on this podcast. I'm all for
I
it.
will say I liked all the talk about Drew's dick, like between the New Day and himself during the Miss TV segment. Calling him Big D. It's like maybe you're just afraid that sword you're slinging around is going to go limp on you. It was great verbiage used. I loved it.
Well, I mean, if anyone's going to do that, it's going to be Xavier. He has the most experience slinging dick.
You're treading dangerous ground.
You must not watch the show that often.
I guarantee you the New Day doesn't, or I would have been blocked a long time ago.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, we're all about Drew. The Horcrux that is the great grandson of Tom Riddle, Matt Riddle. Curse broken, all those fun things. Kyle, spit or swallow.
So I'm going to do a little bit of a double spit here. I'm obviously going to spit Adam Cole's injury luck because Jesus.
Yeah.
The timing of it could not have been worse. He had the opportunity coming back, got himself into this, amazing duo, worked his ass off to make this, this group again, fun wrestling, a lot of good stuff with him and MJF, and then the matches are great too. And now for him to be hurt again really, really sucks. He'll probably be on the shelf for quite a while. It's disappointing. And I'm also gonna spit MJF defending the tag titles on his own, because I feel like there was an opportunity to tell a story there with MJF teaming up with somebody else. And maybe they're still going to do that and surprise me.
It's going to be Roddy.
Maybe they're going to have Roddy come in and show up last minute. But the one thing I will say, when Roddy shows up last minute, bad things happen to his tag team partner.
That's fair.
So we got to be careful about Roddy.
He should wrestle in a hospital gown too.
Oh my God, yes.
So here's the question I want to ask. Are we team Katie that Adam Cole is actually injured? He really hurt himself. Or are we of the conspiracy theory that Adam Cole is really the bad guy here, has been playing MJF all along, is with the Kingdom, is with Roddy, is under the devil mask, stomping motherfuckers out, And this has all just been a long con to get Max off his game and take that AEW title away from him. Because I am leaning towards the Kingdom Gangbang at the end of the show over Adam Cole really hurt his little knee.
Let me pose this question
Leg, ankle,
to the
They're all
masses.
parts. They're connected by a
When was
finger.
the last time we saw that devil mask? Was it not above Adam Cole's locker? Wasn't he not the one keeping it? He had possession of the mask. Then all of a sudden, it reappears someone underneath it, and it looked very skinny. It wasn't MJF, because MJF, when he was wearing the devil mask, was a little bulkier. You know, he has a little bit more muscle mass, a little bit more meat on him. Adam Cole's more of a slender man, and that looked like a very slender devil mask man. So I'm with Matt here. I like his Austin Theory.
I'm Team Katie in general, but I feel like in this one, that's sort of a.
You just asked for a story. I just gave you the story.
I get that. I understand if they do, but so I have to be at least somewhat logically consistent. When they did the whole story with this is a while ago, but with Drake Maverick getting fired, coming back, involving that whole thing in the story, trying to blend the real life, whatever. I was down on that because there's a level of uncomfortability with trying to. I feel like there's a line that I am not super thrilled with crossing when it comes to kayfabe, and I feel like serious injury. I feel like that might straddle that line.
Is it really a serious injury though?
His ankle exploded.
He literally said exploded or ruptured.
Yeah,
right?
that's what people say. Like if
mean-
an injury like that happens, I have heard that vernacular many times.
Listen, I had my ankle explode on me one time, and I made jokes about it. I didn't take it too seriously, so I worked it into a story narrative, you know. So I think Adam Cole could do such things too.
If there's a timeline that they know of on how long it would take him to recover, they still can do that story. It's just like you guys just said, like Roddy can team with MJF for a while. They can start to become buddies. And then when Adam Cole's ready to come back, guess what? You became buddies with somebody who's going to turn on you anyway. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's off the table. And I certainly love that direction because I'm a bigger fan of Adam Cole when he's a heel than a babyface anyway.
Nice.
And honestly, I think that MJF has done such a fantastic job at being a babyface that why not just let him roll with it? This is what we wanted earlier in the summer.
Heel Adam Cole is undisputed.
Facts.
And MJF has been killing it as a babyface, proving that he can do it, that he doesn't. I mean, he's still an asshole, but he can be a likable asshole. He doesn't just have
The
to
Rock
be.
was an asshole.
Stone Cold was
He's
an
our
asshole.
standard.
All of these points are true and fair. So Adam Cole is better off a heel. I agree. I know Katie wants to hold on the hope that he's not kayfabe a terrible person, but he is.
No, listen. I know deep down, Adam Cole, a little bit of scumbag, and that's okay. I love him regardless. But like,
Scumbag.
I have seen a lot of things, a lot of awesome theories, if you will, about who the masked men could be. I have seen apparently the calf, the friends have all been the masked men.
Except none of them are as thick as me, so it's not possible.
So yeah, it wasn't Matt. I've also seen, because at one point somebody during a media call said Tony Khan was buying New Japan, which I don't believe. But if they tease that, Jay White is the one who got attacked. He is the
Swiss cheese
leader.
got grilled.
He is the leader of Bullet Club Gold. You could have Bullet Club Japan be the ones who attacked him. And I've also
The real
seen
Bullet Club.
La Faction, because
Bingo.
they're doing a bunch of shit with vignettes and stuff. Could have been them. And Andrade, like, it very well could be. I don't know.
What if it was in fact Adam, just not Cole? What if it was Copeland? Because everyone is talking about how like Edge is gonna go to AEW. What if it isn't Adam under the mask? Just not the one we're thinking. I don't know if it makes any sense, but you know. You know,
He was spotted in Seattle, so that's interesting.
I think he lives in Seattle.
Does he? Oh, okay.
I thought he lived in Canada.
Same thing.
No,
Like a mountain.
they all leave Canada.
Same thing.
They all leave.
Washington, so like I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seattle, Minnesota, Canada, it's all the same thing.
You're treading on dangerous territory right now. I'd be happy to take Minnesota off your hands if you're willing to give it up, but I have a feeling there's a government that wouldn't be super thrilled about that.
You can have Minnesota. You can't. You guys can have the Timberwolves. That's the big win there.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
That's a cursed name I don't need to see.
To be fair, I consider everything above Illinois just lower Canada anyway. So
that's how everyone should consider it.
Vince, spit or swallow?
Oh, it's me again. I'm gonna swallow Shinsuke versus Seth. Last man standing confirmed for Fastlane. It's another week, another great Shinsuke vignettes with the little subtitles at the bottom. You know how like my Asian media
Hentai, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with the subtitles, got it. It's a perfect match stipulation for a great build. It's been leading up to this point. Seth looked like a cherry flavored Hardy Boy though, with like the little like mesh look that he had going on. So that was the look. I Loki, this feud and just the card itself is making me want to make the drive to Indiana just to go to the pay-per-views. I'm gonna maybe wait and see how tickets look like the day of, and then maybe make that drive to Fastlane. Can't wait to see this match. Love this build. Probably should be the main event.
And Shinsuke should beat Seth.
100%, yes.
Because if not, then what the fuck are we doing with Shinsuke? And I love Seth. I love Seth Rollins with all my heart and soul. But like, what? Like, if you have Nakamura lose again, what has been the point?
Yeah, especially since I was watching the Cody documentary and like I saw like how much of a troll Seth was with like the whole polka dots with Dusty for Cody, where he came out with the Shield gear for Roman, and then he had like the Phantom of the Opera like Rey Mysterio purple gear from Halloween Havoc when he was facing Rey. He was a very mind games heavy kind of wrestler, and now it's Shinsuke that's playing the mind games on him that's messing with him. So I like where they're going with it, and I really do feel like Shinsuke needs this win. Like he definitely does. I'm starting to like trust Triple H's booking less and less by the weeks that go by. So I'm with Katie. Shinsuke's got to win this, but the build fantastic.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around one more time with everybody. So everyone pick one last spit or swallow that you guys want to make sure we get before we go into NXT No Mercy coverage.
Okay.
I also think Shinsuke should win while everyone's looking up their last spit and or swallow. I don't want to just rush into it. Shin won the Rumble, never got to the main event, or didn't even really main event WrestleMania. The women did. Never won the title. Never really got as far as he should have on the main roster after everything he'd done in NXT. So I would love to see him do that. Seth has done great things. I'm okay with Seth dropping the title to Shinsuke and seeing what Shin can do. I mean, Triple H booked him great in NXT. Why can't he book him great on the main roster? I don't see
Triple H hates us.
Sometimes.
I don't know, man. Shawn Michaels has been booking pretty well.
You've been booking okay. Well, we'll talk. Ryland, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna spit Jay White in the promo exchange with MJF. It sucked. It really sucked. And MJF called it out real quick, real fast. And I don't think Jay White recovered. I think he just listed 15 different monikers he had for himself. He yelled a lot. MJF outschooled him completely in this. And I'm excited for the match because I think that they'll deliver. But and certainly the direction at the end of the show was different. And we'll see. AEW is not known for their whodunit stories. But we've seen them before in wrestling, and we'll see what happens with that. But I just thought Jay White's supposed to be a big deal, and he had a big moment with the champ in the ring where they're supposed to have this awesome promo, and MJF just made him look like a little bitch.
Fair point.
Agreed. What if the lights go out because of AEW? Which, I mean, at this point, like, it bothered me for a little while because I'm like, this is, but now it's just like their thing, so it doesn't.
Sabu?
Lights come on. Not Sabu.
Oh God.
Not Adam Cole. Kyle O'Reilly.
Yes.
Oh, that would be all right. I like
Pretty
that
Kyle.
a lot, too.
Pretty Kyle.
He's not
Apron Bum.
not pretty or Kyle.
Oh wait, no, he was cool Kyle. He
He is Kyle.
was cool.
He was
Kyle.
not that either during that run.
Also Canadian.
That was some of the worst shit Triple H has ever booked was cool Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Swiss cheese stays white. Was
Yeah,
not
well.
great. Was not great on the mic. He tried. He's not on the level of the devil. Maybe better in the ring, but for me, it's more of a complete package. You got to be good on the mic. You got to be good at the promos and all of that. You can't just be a really good in-ring wrestler who's still Bray Wyatt's finisher. So,
Has to be a complete package, just like Dragon Lee's, right?
But like he looks fantastic.
Who?
Diego Luna. You
Oh,
know.
I thought we were still talking about Dragon Lee.
No.
Vince has
Damn.
been thinking about Dragon Lee's dick this entire episode.
For
which is
an
why he's all
hour and a
fucked up.
half, he has been thinking
Listen,
about
man.
Dragon Lee's package.
I've
Well,
been
Katie-
talking about Dragon Lee's Dragon.
Whose package would you like to spit or swallow?
It was the lack thereof a package. I'm spitting the fact that I was promised a Gigi Dolan match and I did not receive a Gigi Dolan match.
There.
How dare you tease me with this and taketh away,
Hmm.
assholes.
I'm with you. At least we did get to see
That's
Gigi in some capacity.
Yeah, but
This
it wasn't the match.
It's
that I
not
asked
what you
for.
wanted.
I'm apparently getting it next week. Let's see if it actually happens.
Katie hates Blair Davenport. She hates the Blair Davenport attack
I
Gigi and that we didn't get to see
hate
Gigi wrestle.
Is Blair Davenport also Canadian?
No.
No,
Oh, okay.
Thank
just
God.
English.
All right.
I feel like after this episode, Canada's going to disown us.
We said good things about Kyle O'Reilly. One
I
good
also
Canadian.
said that Cool Kyle was the worst thing Triple H has ever done. So
We
like,
said good
did
things
say
about Sammy and KO. Well, some of us did.
I tried to.
The
The actual Winnipeggers were the ones shitting on.
Ah,
Only
Hey!
one Winnipegger.
Hey!
Ryland.
Hey.
This
Mate,
Winnipegger
sorry,
down
mate.
here was shitting on him. This one was okay.
Thank you.
He wore a fucking hockey jersey in a street fight. You gotta love him.
Fuck yeah.
Kyle, spit or swallow.
I am going to be spitting WWE deciding to give us a thing that we almost want and saying, you know what, this could use Charlotte Flair. I want to see Io wrestle Asuka. Just give us that, please. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have more to say about this, I don't think. Singles match would have made way more sense.
But we already got it, so I guess that's their
Then
justification.
they shouldn't have given it already. Also, it's gonna be good if you give it on put it on a pay-per-view and make it really good, it's gonna be really good. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'll die on this hill alone.
What else is there for Charlotte to do but to always interrupt the main event scene? She should go to AEW. She should definitely go to
Oh
AEW.
God,
No.
don't say those words.
I'll put her
Oh
anywhere.
my God.
Tell her
If
to
she
go
goes to AEW, Matt Riddle goes to AEW, we'll never talk about AEW again. Yes. Let's do it. Make it fucking happen. Send those blondes over to AEW.
Oh God, don't curse us with that.
I mean, on the bright side, her moonsault would be
the
better than
curse
Jeff
of
Hardy's
Riddle is
Swanton
okay.
at this point. So
I mean, that is fair. Here's the thing. I don't want to be careful about this because I will consistently say whenever I watch Charlotte Flair wrestle, she's a very good
Yeah.
wrestler, and especially in big matches, she shows up and does well. Don't get me wrong. It just I feel like it feels added on, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of like her when she got it added on to WrestleMania between Becky and Ronda.
It wasn't that, in fairness, I don't know that booking can be that bad twice, but I don't think it got to that level, but it's still I guess I appreciate time-honored traditions continuing to be honored, but I feel like the singles match would have been better.
Yeah, They did it recently because they're doing this at Fastlane, but they also did it at SummerSlam where she was in the triple threat match with Asuka and Bianca, and everyone just wanted really to see Bianca versus Asuka.
And then they did it at WrestleMania with Becky and Ronda when everyone just wanted to see Becky and Ronda.
And then I really wanted to see Io versus Sasha, and then Charlotte was in that match as well. So she has a history of being lumped into a triple threat match.
It's not nice to force your way into threesomes when people don't want to have threesomes.
It's called consent, Charlotte.
It is. Consent matters.
Yes.
Katie, did you want to say something? Because I wasn't sure if listening to Kyle was entertaining you by the look on your face, or if you were holding back something.
Listen. I didn't watch SmackDown. I was elsewhere. I wake up and I see on Twitter that Charlotte gets added to this match. My immediate response is, why? Why the fuck are we consistently putting this bitch in fucking matches where she does not belong?
Go off.
It is consistent. Anytime there is a fucking title, she's like, white privilege, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna fucking get in there and I'm gonna take it. It's flabbergasting. You all named multiple times that this has fucking happened. It is consistent. Let Io and Asuka, who had a fantastic match on SmackDown last week, let them fucking have it again, a longer time frame on a pay-per-view. Let them go off and have a great time. Charlotte doesn't need to be there. It's exhausting being this angry about it. And every single person I've seen do a moonsault in the past week and a half will always be better than Charlotte. Julia Hart? Yes.
The moonsault's going to be called the white privilege moonsault from now on.
Oh, man.
I hate the fact that she just shows up and she's like, I'm here, give me my title. No. Bitch.
Also, Bailey wasn't even like in the running for the how do you beat someone that's not even in line for the title? Like, and be like, if I beat you, I move to number one. When that's not even skipping the line. That's just like I found someone on the street and I'm taking their spot in the line that they weren't in.
Yeah. Also, Bailey's a more interesting addition to that triple threat anyway. If Bailey was the addition to that, then sure, we'll spice it up a little bit. But Charlotte again, I'm with Kyle in a sense that I've seen her perform great matches and I'll give her that. But it's tiring. It's so tiring.
Yeah. I hate her.
Vince, spit or swallow.
It actually wraps up in a nice, neatly little bow here. I'm spitting Bailey once again, screwing over Io for no fucking reason. She does not have her friend's best interest at heart. So the reason in kayfabe why Charlotte gets out of here is because of Bailey and solely Bailey alone. Apparently she has some stroke in creative. This is how it gets set up, right? She has a match against Charlotte. Charlotte beats her. She gets pissed and says, no, you're still not going to make it to Fastlane. We're going to jump you, right? So they're getting ready to attack her. Damage control is. Then Asuka comes in to try to, quote unquote, even the odds, but they still have the numbers advantage 3-2, but they decide to run off. Asuka gets on the mic. Asuka gets on the mic and starts talking Japanese. The way I interpret it, I by no means speak Japanese, but it sounded like, hey, you guys versus us, let's do this right now. Because she kept pointing to the ring. It's right now, let's do this right now. I don't know. I guess that's the way Bailey approached things as well, because she's like, oh, you want to challenge Io for the WWE Women's title at Fastlane, and you want it to be a triple threat match with Charlotte? All right, Io accepts. And then Io's like, wait, hold up. That's not what she said. And then they made the match official. So I'm spitting Bailey once again doing this, accepting the triple threat that no one actually proposed except for her. I feel like she's intentionally fucking over her friend, just like Adam Cole is going to eventually fuck over his friend.
No.
To be fair, though, that's not the reason Charlotte's in the match. Charlotte came out and asked for a singles match. It's the reason Asuka's in the match.
Oh, okay,
so props
fair.
to Bailey for putting Asuka in the match.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Instead of it just being a one-on-one Charlotte versus
Charlotte
Io
came
for the
out
title.
and was using her privilege to try to petition her way into a championship match.
Correct.
But for whatever reason, like Bailey felt the need to say Charlotte and Asuka versus Io in a triple threat match.
Sometimes things get lost in translation. You know, Pam.
There
Pam
was no
speaks a
translation.
different language than I. You know, she
Io
misunderstood a few
herself
words. She heard
said that's
things.
not what she said. That'd be okay. Look, Matt, this would be like us going out to get dinner at a Mexican restaurant. They only speak Spanish. You're like, no, Vince, I got this. This is what Vince wants. Like, this is what they're saying, and then you order for us, even though I can fully translate for both of us. But you're like, nah, I got this. I know Spanish. Like, it's not gonna work out. We're not gonna have a good experience. Or at least I won't. Like, I'm not sure
Matt's
what
gonna
you'd
have a
order.
breakdown.
Yeah, because he likes fucking me over, like Bailey likes fucking over Io.
Vince is getting grilled cheese and French fries.
God damn, not a
That sounds so good.
not at a
Right
taqueria
now.
though. You don't want to go to a taqueria and get a grilled cheese and French fries.
Ordering off the kids' menu.
Oh my god.
All right, let's get into NXT No Mercy. So since I didn't watch it, I think here's what we're gonna do is I'm gonna say a match, and you guys, all in the same order. So Ryland, Katie, Kyle, Vince, spit or swallow. Someone tell me in that who won the match, however you want to do it. And if you guys want to talk about it, we'll talk about it. If not, we can move on to the next match.
I feel like I should point out I did only see the main event, so I feel like I should step back until that point too.
That works for me.
Okay.
Fair enough.
At least you
Baron
know when
Corbin
to
versus
step
Braun Breaker.
I'm gonna swallow that. I'm gonna swallow Baron Corbin's whole run in NXT right now. He's
back.
doing
Really?
He is making a run for redemption story of 2023. Now, Dom has the lead, but Baron Corbin is doing some good work down there. I thought that him and Braun were good. I think they worked well together. I still think that his moveset is fine. Came out dressed as Ghost Rider? Like, that's dope. That's dope. He killed all his old characters. It's great. It's different. And the crowd is taking to him. I don't know if you noticed, but the crowd was behind Baron Corbin in this match, from what I could tell anyway. And I don't know. I thought that they had a decent match, so I swallow that one wholeheartedly.
See, that's crazy because I'm spitting this match. Because I don't listen. I love Braun Breaker and everything, but came out with a dog head, looking like Sammy Guevara with his panda ass head.
Oh my god.
Corbin came out as Ghost Rider. Corbin won, by the way, Matt.
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
I mean, I have no I don't care about either of them right now. I didn't care about the brawl they had in the fucking parking lot, which is the most dangerous place in all of WWE. I didn't care about this match. I mean, End of Days is one of the coolest moves, point blank, period. I love that move.
Oh, it's a great finisher.
It's a beautiful move. And Braun Spears, he'll kill you with a spear. And I like that, but I just don't care about the two of them being oh, I'm evil. Oh, I'm also evil. High-fiving each other because Braun almost killed Von Wagner. I don't care about that. So I'm spinning this personally. That's just me.
My take of the whole thing was I was getting ready for the show and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, I got to watch No Mercy, but I still got to get shit done. Then I saw it was this match, so I just had it playing in the background. I'm like, fantastic. God wanted me to get all my tasks done before I get to actually sit down and enjoy the pay-per-view. So I'm gargling it because I can't sit here and say it was a bad match. It had some cool spots. I did look up a few times. So I'm like, oh, that was a cool spot. Oh, that was a cool spot. And then obviously Baron getting the finish, I was getting the win and finishing the match with the End of Days. I was not expecting that. So it's getting the gargle right now. I don't care for the feud. I ain't care for the pairing. Individually, though, shout out to Braun Breaker out here walking out with a dog head, kind of looking like Mantar, combined with Jacob from Twilight, and then Baron Corbin doing his best Ghost Rider impression. So I love the cosplay. So it's a gargle right now.
All right. Ryland swallows. Katie spits. Vince rides the fence like my wife rode me about 2 hours ago.
More at 7.
God.
All right. I need to know who won this first.
Okay.
Noam Dar versus Butch in a British rounds match for the NXT Heritage Cup.
No,
Who
darn.
won?
Noam Dar.
Okay. So we're just going to spit that all together and move on. Right?
All right. That's fine with me.
Yeah, because Butch still fucking won.
It's a great finish, though.
His name should also be Pete Dunne.
I mean, I'm kind of just over it at this point.
His name should be Peter England.
Peter Dune.
It should be Peter Butch Dunne.
Peter England, NXT UK Heritage Cup champion. Peter England.
Yes.
Should be the full title. No, Ryland or swallow the match.
I swallow this match because it was a nice change in pace. The rules were kind of what they were. I prefer those rules to the pure rules in Ring of Honor because I feel like there's just too many of those. And these ones were easy to follow in a sense that, like, I don't know. I thought that these guys, I mean, they went out there and like every time Noam Dar hit Butch with one of those back elbows, like I cringed. Those were so dirty every time. And I don't know. I thought that we had a pretty fast-paced show up until that point, and the crowd was into it. So it's not a bad thing to have something different thrown in there. And I like the flavor. I like the flavor of the Heritage Cup.
Okay. Katie, spit or swallow? Obviously spit because Butch.
Well, yeah, I'm spitting it. Like, the whole build-up to me, in my eyes, was, oh, yeah, you send Butch back down to NXT, you let him run this tournament, and then you have him win, and then we get, British Strong style, him and big strong boy Tyler Bate. And no, I didn't get that. I'm not getting that. I got Metaphor and whatever cosplay they do next week in the fucking Heritage Cup, and like the round. I don't know. I just don't care. I love Butch and everything he does. I just want that man to have good things.
Can I just say that Tyler Bate looked like he had been on the couch eating Doritos all week? Like he just came out in his gray sweats and his baggy T-shirt, and he just looked like he hadn't showered in a couple days. Like he looked rough.
Yeah, it's been a rough time for him. I'm gonna spit it, but not for the reasons that Katie's spitting it. I'm spitting it because they didn't put up the match rules for the rounds match long enough on the screen for me to finish reading, because I'm over here thinking it's at first 3 rounds. And I'm like, oh, okay, I think I saw something about 2 out of 3. Maybe it's 3 rounds. Then they got to the 4th round. I'm like, oh, I thought, okay, I guess it's 5 rounds. Then it gets to the 5th round. I'm like, oh, damn, it ended in a tie. Wait, what's going on here? And then, no, they have a fucking 6th final round. They didn't give me enough time to read the rules of the match. So that's one of the reasons why I'm spitting it. But also I'm spitting it just because I'm not a fan of Noam Dar, period, right now. I never liked him when he was in the Cruiserweights. I never liked them when he was in NXT UK. I don't like him right now. I don't really care for the Metaphor. But yeah, like when they brought in Pete Dunne, unlike Katie, I kind of took it a different way. I kind of saw as Peter Dunne was going to be in there just so he can be the guy that puts over Noam Dar, because they're trying to, for whatever reason, build up Noam Dar in NXT, just like they did in NXT UK and build up that Heritage Cup. So, and kind of like the opposite of Becky Lynch, she's putting over Tiffany Stratton, but she's still taking the wins here. She's getting the titles. In this case, I knew full on from the jump that Pete Dunne was going to lose, Butch was going to lose, and it was going to be Noam Dar. But the match was pretty good. But I'm still spitting because I could not read the rules fast enough in order for me to not be confused throughout the entirety of the match.
Good night, Will. I'm just spitting Noam Dar winning because
same. Yeah.
Like Katie said, I'm not a fan of the cosplay and the Metaphor thing. It's not working for me. And I said I did not like pretty much any of this tournament as is. I'm not a fan of round robin tournaments in general. If you want to watch that shit, go watch New Japan. That's not what I'm here for. Tournament should be single elimination. That's just my personal opinion.
You would have had a rough time on Wrestle Wisdom 3.
I really would have. The family, the tag team champions, I hope still the tag team champions.
Yes.
They give us a scare, but yes.
Defeats the Creed brothers, OTM, and the Werewolves Los Lotharios.
Okay, so I want to do some clarification there where you guys were like, oh, are they werewolves or not? Because they were talking about their grandfather. That's actually from a Mexican faction called Los Perros del Mal. So, like, that's actually kind of like their logo.
Dogs?
Like the evil dogs.
Okay.
Yeah, so, like, they were like...
See, I do know...
Werewolves.
Yeah, but your Spanish is going to get me a grilled cheese sandwich with fries.
No, you're just...
And what's wrong with the grilled cheese and fries?
It has nothing to do with knowing Spanish or not. That's just what I'm ordering you.
Not...
He said you're getting it regardless.
No, but yeah, so that's what the scratch is. That's kind of like their logo, you know, kind of like I don't know what's another logo, kind of like the whole like spray paint with DX and stuff. It's kind of like their thing. So like
there was another person who had like a scratch logo. He's not with us anymore. Took too many shots to the head and bad things happened. Also Canadian.
Redacted?
Oh
yes.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe you just did that.
He did. He had a scratch logo.
Anyways.
We don't talk about him no more.
Those were they were more like claws. They were more like claws. This is more like scratch.
So like Ryland, Bitterswell.
Thank you.
I thought it was a fun tag match. I really love the Creed brothers. I'm not super like me and Kyle used to talk about NXT all the time, and then when 2.0 came over, we dipped out. And I have not followed it religiously, but I was impressed with what I saw. It was a fun, fast-paced, 4-way tag match. The promo segment that happened before it, I was watching this with my girlfriend, and she goes, is all wrestling like promo segments backstage or whatever, is it always purposely badly acted? And I was just like, is this because of the family? And she's like, I think it's just everyone in this. Like, so, I mean, like, again, I'm not familiar with the characters, but I enjoyed the work.
You're treading on dangerous water.
I'm gonna need you to bring your girlfriend down to Chicago and talk to some of my friends and see if it's bad acting or if she's just not familiar with Italians from Chicago.
Those aren't friends. Those are not friends.
No, they're my friends.
They're not friends like you. They're not friends like you understand it, Rylan.
No, they're my friends. They are. They're good friends. I need to introduce her to some Italians from Chicago to see if she still feels like it was just bad acting.
I mean, in my defense, I also thought that they were Italians from New York. So, like, that just goes to show how uneducated I am.
Thoughts on the tag team match?
Oh my god. Swallow the match. 100%. Shout out to the family. Retaining those titles. Tony D gave us hell of a scare, though. He got taken out with his knee, and then he got sent out to the back, and Sax, defending the honor of the family as a good underboss does, took a beating. Tony D came back out like a champ. The chemistry the four teams have, fantastic. It was a hell of a match. Like Creed's like supporting the family, being like, we got your back when everyone was ganging up on Stacks. It's good. I like it. And this match showed that they're taking tag team wrestling seriously again in NXT. And I will say, Jalen tweeted it. It should have been a ladder match.
Yeah,
it would have been. It would have been fun.
I love a good ladder match.
Yeah,
we've had enough of those recently.
Yeah.
I'm with Warren on that one. We can take a break.
No, it's been too long.
The match itself was great. I too will swallow it. My favorite spot was like the four corner superplex spot that they all like. Obviously,
it was the best timed thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, so synchronized. It was fucking fantastic. Like they all did it, and then the referee in the middle was just like, "Oh shit, don't fucking hit me." It was fucking hilarious. Brutus with the Brutus ball, like bomb from the top rope to the outside, like a whole wrecking ball came down on them like Miley Cyrus. It was fantastic. The new gear from Garza and Alberto Carrillo, fucking fantastic. Loved everything about them. I like the whole neon look from the Creeds too, and like you said, Katie, I don't know if it was Brutus or if it was Julius that saw that Stacks was getting his ass whooped and he was getting beat up on. He's like, "Here, man, tag me and I got you."
Julius.
And, yeah, so it was Julius. Okay, I wasn't sure who it was.
Pretty
And
sure.
me just randomly finding out that one of the dudes from the other tag team, what they called again? The GTA.
OTM.
OTM.
Wait, what? Say that again.
OTM, out
OTM.
the mud.
Yeah, one of the dudes from OTM, the one with the tank top and the pants, he had a Mexican flag. So I'm guessing he's Mexican too. So shout out to a fellow Mexican. I'm gonna be swallowing that as well.
Pretty sure they both were wearing tank tops and jeans, but okay.
No. One was wearing the like tights, kind of like Trick Williams, and with kick pads, and then the other one was wearing the tank tops with the pants. Yeah.
Well, seeing as this is going to be the first match that I'm going to watch when I rewatch this pay-per-view, I'm skipping the other two that I mentioned. I'll let you know once I go back and check that out.
Yeah. But yeah, so in all of that was all good shit. And then Tony D gave us a scare there. I thought we were going to get new tag champions when that happened because I thought it was legit. Tony D, like maybe Ryan's girlfriend didn't like the Italian acting from the backstage segment, but that acting from that Italian was fantastic.
Listen, I'm going to allow the slander. We've slandered enough Canadians tonight that I'm going to let Ryan get away with that. It's fair enough.
She thought that Stacks looked like MJF from like Dollarama.
Oh my god!
Ooh, man, dude, he gave you one. He didn't give you two.
I've been taking a beat the whole show.
Just like Stacks. Just like Stacks.
Listen, the beating you took on the show wasn't as bad as the beating you took on Quizlemania 1. So
it's true. It's true.
Or any other past Quizlemanias.
Or any other past Quizlemanias. So, Dragon Ball Lee, special guest referee in the match that crowned your new North American champion, as we saw that Trick Dominic Mysterio get whooped, and the NXT African American Championship, as my friends over at Young Kings Wrestling have been referring to it as, back where it belongs on somebody from NXT, which we had a conversation about earlier. Not just on the main roster because Vince is biased, moving around and doing all the shit that he's not okay with unless somebody he likes. I'm assuming Vince is going to spit. I don't even think we need to get into that, right?
Nope.
You guys can go.
Riley,
I'll spit this match. It was not as good as Dragon Lee and Dominic on Monday. I don't know much about Trick Williams. He looked pretty good. I like a lot of his kicks. Like I as I'm gonna pay more attention to NXT going forward, I hope that he's got a lot to show me. But so far, it was an okay match. It was for me like the match I was most down on when I watched everything. I just didn't have that excitement level. Didn't get to that next stage that you want a match to get to. There's a part of me that's a little bit upset that Dom lost the belt because it was kind of nice for Dom to have that piece to carry around. But we'll see. I mean, everybody seems to pro Trick Williams. So,
is he doing the carrying? Is that what's happening? Because that is not my understanding of that.
Yeah.
He's being carried like he used to carry his father in the ring. Not promo wise, not heel work wise, just in winning matches, Vince. Because you have to, bias aside, you have to admit that man has won almost absolutely nothing on his own.
He successfully defended the NXT title against Dragon Ball Lee on Monday Night Raw.
Almost nothing on his own. Almost nothing on his own.
Okay, Kitty, go ahead.
I mean, I was going regardless. I'm 100% swallowing. Whoop that Trick. Trick fucking deserved this. He won on Tuesday. He said, you know what I'm going to do? I won my first match. I'm going to go Shawn Michaels. I'm like, I won in this match. Melo's got a title. I won a title. And he manifested his dreams. He made that shit come true. Good things for Trick Williams. That's all we want. That's all it is. That's all it's ever going to be.
Can I also swallow Booker T every time Trick Williams walks down to the ring?
Yeah.
Like he was on a tear tonight. Like I usually hate Booker T on commentary, but I am kind of getting settled into this NXT run of Booker T on commentary. I'm enjoying this.
Booker T loves Trick Williams' music.
It's an acquired taste with Booker T on commentary, but once you get the hang of it, you know, you're pretty set. Obviously, no surprise, I'm spitting it. The injustice to Dom Mysterio. This man wrestled injury because Dragon Lee gave him a black eye on Monday after he successfully defended his title. He was supposed to face Mustafa Ali. He got released because he didn't want any of Dom's smoke. So, rightfully so, he should have had Sunday. He should have had No Mercy off, obviously. He should have spent time getting chicken fingers with Mommy Rhea, but no. Not only that, he had to save SmackDown and be in a dark match with John Cena because no one's on John Cena's level except for Dominic Mysterio. So he had to wrestle John Cena in the dark match and put over the young talent in John Cena. You know, even though no one saw the match itself. So then we come to No Mercy, and then we have Dragon Ball Lee being a biased referee towards him. How dare he be saddled with a special guest referee in a title match that just is totally against him? I've never seen such rig officiating except for like the Lakers and the Sacramento Kings back in the day in the early 2000s. But that's another.
Is it
sold like an actual referee? He got one super kick and was gone for 12 and a half minutes. Like,
Listen,
is it crack that you're smoking? Is that what you're doing? Are you smoking crack?
Listen,
what the fuck do you mean?
Dragon Ball Lee got kicked multiple times on Monday and was able to get back up and even hit a counter move. But conveniently enough, tonight he gets hit one time and he's out for like 10 minutes. I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
He was a referee.
You put that referee shirt on and it happened.
Then the second referee comes out, and then even this referee is in on the conspiracy to downplay Dominic Mysterio's success, and he comes in there.
Dominic ran into him.
No. Dominic was getting ready to run the ropes, and the ref got in his way to block his path to success. So we get all this injustice, and then at this point, Dominic is just like, you know what? I have to take matters into my own hands, get the title to do something with it. And Trick Williams uses the title illegally to beat Dominic Mysterio. Too many outside interferences, too many obstacles for Dom. Not even the great Eddie Guerrero.
How many times have you had an issue with Rhea helping Dom get wins?
I don't know what you're talking about. He always does it on his own. She's
Okay.
just
Can
there
we
for
move
moral
on?
support.
This is, listen, if you enjoyed this is the kind of thing you can hear over on the Get Joe podcast, and it's titled that for get your ass out of here with that bullshit.
Literally.
Also, I don't feel the need necessarily to personally defend Chicago's own Mustafa Ali, but you put his name out your mouth.
Listen, he didn't want the smoke.
Let's not also defeat the fact here that there have been two opportunities now where Mustafa Ali had a chance. Things happened, and then we got two black champions.
So Mustafa Ali is an advocate for black champions. Got it.
Yeah.
Which we love, which we stand.
Exactly.
Love Ali.
That sounds good.
Honestly, that's good for me. Because now that he's like a free agent, hopefully he shows up in freelance wrestling here in Chicago, and I get to see him more often.
And if he does, I'm going to show up and be like, "You should have heard what this motherfucker said about you."
No, I will go up
he
to
said,
him.
"You're afraid of Dominic Mysterio, and that's why you left him."
I will go up to
With
I
his
will go up to
chicken
Mustafa
tendies?
myself and be like, "Hey, man, so how come you got released? Because you didn't want the smoke from Dom? Like, what's up with that?"
I hope he smacks the taste out of your mouth.
Kind of like Becky Lynch smacked the taste out of Tiffany Stratton's mouth when she retained her title.
You skipped the one. That was the main event, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the order I'm going in. So, because that's not the order that I'm looking at when I'm reading the card off because I didn't watch the fucking show, Vince. So, kind of like Becky Lynch slapped the taste out of Tiffany Stratton's mouth when she retained her title in the main event.
Big swallow. Great match. Tiffany Stratton, I've never seen her wrestle before. Never had heard her talk before either. That's going to take some getting used to. But the wrestling was incredible. She fucking bled. She bled on an NXT pay-per-view. Good for her. And the ref didn't even go anywhere near her, nothing. Like, she got fucked up. And I also there was a spot where Becky Lynch's stylist was in the crowd handing her like a chain. That's what they made up for on commentary later in the match with. But like, God, she got the shit kicked out of her in this match. I honestly thought that Tiffany was going to win, but honestly, it didn't matter either way. I thought this was really, really great. I love that they main evented, and it was different from anything else on the card too.
Oh,
like you got your strong match with the men's world title match, you got your fun tag match, you got your British rules match, and this was the hardcore match. She came out with the shopping cart. Like, it was great. So no, I enjoyed this big old swallow.
Big old swallow. Listen, women main eventing a pay-per-view and an Extreme Rules match. Tiffany put everything into this match. I've been praising Tiffany, we have for quite a bit now at this point. Best she's been, hands down.
Best match in her career.
She got her ass beat in this match. Like, it was wild. They were going all over the place. She's hitting swantons better than Jeff Hardy. I said what I said.
It's true, though.
Going through barricades. They are wrestling soulmates at this point. Like, it was a hell of a match, and Barbie dolls were involved, and
that was my one hang up is if you're gonna use a child's toy, we all know as parents that Lego is the toy that you use to cause damage. Falling on a bunch of Barbies probably wouldn't hurt all that bad.
It makes
when
sense.
Becky Lynch started whipping them at her and the audience, like, maybe.
I mean, yeah, she's NXT's Barbie, so it makes sense, and I like the fact that they utilized that. It was a really good match. It was a fun way to end it, and shout out to both women. They both fucking killed it, and Becky may or may not have actually really fucked up her elbow. To be determined.
Let's let Kyle go, because Kyle hasn't been able to talk the whole pay-per-view, and this is the one match he got to see.
that table spot where the table didn't quite break. Oh God. This is fantastic. It was an incredible match. I'm swallowing it 100%. These two went out, as everyone has said, they went out and killed each other, and it was really, really entertaining to see. Getting to see the plunder, the creative ways they got to use it, getting to see Tiffany Stratton's incredible athleticism, which she continues to show off all the time, and is, all over the ring, was throwing herself around on all kinds of different plunder and taking it like an absolute champion. And yeah, it was great to see Becky Lynch going out and, for the first time, I feel like in a little while, really feeling like the man again. And this match sort of brought me back into that character in a big way, and I was excited to see it. So good on both of them for putting together this performance. And yeah, I agree. This is probably Tiffany Stratton's best match, and I think it's Becky Lynch's best match in a while too. So yeah. 100%.
Yeah, no. I'm just gonna reiterate everything everyone's been saying. It was best match in the card, in my opinion. Women main eventing, what a strange and a unique concept that people should really start adopting. They went off. They went back and forth from the jump. Really, there was no like slow pace. Like, it kicked off right away. They went straight into the crowd. Her stylist that gave her the chain, that's actually how Tiffany got busted open, with the first shot to the face and then just getting whipped with it. My one takeaway was, like, Becky, there were a few times where I felt like she was being a bit rough, at least in my take, because like when she was slinging the chain, it felt like she was legit hitting Tiffany, like she wasn't, and just like wasn't really like bracing for it properly. There was also like the Barbie doll spot where she was just throwing it. I felt like Tiffany was like maybe getting a little annoyed. It's like, what the fuck, man? She keeps throwing shit at me. Kind of like when like a wrestler stiffs another wrestler. And then the shopping cart spot where she tossed her inside the shopping cart. I don't think that, like the part where like the kids usually sit like the seat part, I thought that was supposed to be rolled back. But when she got tossed in there, the back of her head hit that part and it just looked gnarly. And shout out to Tiffany because she took all the abuse. She took all the punishment. She dished it out herself. There were a few times where she just like put Becky Lynch through the barricade twice. Looked fucking fantastic. Like Katie mentioned, her swantons, prettiest swantons I've ever seen. Fuck Jeff Hardy. And then like the chairs, everything was really good. This was fucking awesome. It's Tiffy's time. She's a star. She's basically everything they want in a Charlotte Flair or in the Mandy Rose. But I think you get the best aspects of both those wrestlers, and you get what Tiff's full-on potential will be. It's like the best of Mandy Rose and the best of Charlotte Flair, and you get Tiffany Stratton. I think she's the best of both. Like Hannah Montana, the best of both worlds.
Okay.
It is my understanding that my main event, because I decided to talk about it last because I haven't watched the show yet, the one and only Ilya Dragunov,
Yes.
who I've been rooting for and putting over and talking so much about, overcame Katie's favorite NXT wrestler, Carmelo Hayes, to become your new NXT champion.
Mm-hmm.
Big ol' swallow. This is my match of the night. Thought that these guys, firstly, Dragunov, the way he sells is something we haven't seen for a long time. Like, he's great. Mello he gives me so much like The Rock vibes. I don't know if that's just the character he's playing or whatever, but when he comes out, I have that same feeling that I had all those years ago when I was watching The Rock. Like, he seems like he is just on the next level already. I hope that him dropping the title means that he's on his way up. I'm not like from what I read and saw from Trick Williams, he can stand to stay in NXT for a little while, defend that title. I don't necessarily need to see a feud between those two before you send Mello up. I think now's the time. Just do it. And like, man, just every time I watch Ilya Dragunov wrestle, it's a treat. And this was a really, really, really nice way to almost end my Saturday because it wasn't quite the main event. But my match of the night for sure.
I mean, listen, I'm swallowing the match. I love me some Carmelo Hayes. And I love Dragunov, and I knew this match was going to pop off the same way it did the last time the two of them fought. I did say, I believe it was on Young Kings, that it's the same thing with Nakamura. If you have Dragunov lose, then what do you do? They listened to me once, and they put the title on Dragunov. Mello's always going to be him. But now it's long live the Tsar, I guess. First man to hold the NXT UK and the NXT title. So good on Ilya Dragunov. I can't be mad. It was a hell of a fucking match, and I love them both.
None of those are the UK champions held that NXT title because I feel like all of them probably should have.
Should have.
Yeah.
Gunther, Pete Dunne, for sure.
Yeah.
I can't spit or swallow or gargle this match because I actually fell asleep during this match. So, in my defense, I had a long work week and I had a long work day, and I had maybe like 4 hours of sleep in me. And I was already falling asleep when I got home, but then I woke up because I was doing stuff, prepping for the show and what have you. The pay-per-view started, I showered, everything. I was good to go. After the Fatal 4-Way tag match, we got to this, and I'm not really a big Dragunov guy. Like, he's a good wrestler, but I don't really care for the wrestler's character or just him in general. So the match got here, and I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, let me lie down a little bit. Let me like just relax on the couch. Let me enjoy this. And then before I knew it, I woke up and Dragunov was the champion. So, at least I got to see the main event. But yeah, I fell asleep for the entirety of the match. I saw the Jersey stuff at the beginning with Mello, and then
Vince said, "I don't like Ilya Dragunov's character, but I think Chase U is fantastic."
I love Chase U. They actually have a character.
Excuse me. Can I?
Dragunov is a terrifying Russian guy who beats people up. He's like a Russian vampire.
Sometimes the character doesn't need to be that complicated. If he's like that good, sometimes the character can just be, he's
I just don't care. I like in ring wise, I like him.
Do you not like Gunther too?
Oh, I love Gunther.
Because he's basically like the same idea. He's like, there's not a lot of layers to Gunther. It's fine.
It's night and day. Next thing you're gonna tell me is Pepsi and RC Cola are the same thing.
All right, so I want to thank Wednesday Night Wallop for joining us. Katie, did you have final remarks before we close the show out?
No, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Show of the week.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, because I saw you wanted to.
No, it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we can talk after. Want to thank Wednesday Night Wallop for joining us. Rylan and or Kyle, whichever one of you two would like to plug yourselves or your show, please go ahead and do so now.
Okay, well, October is what I've been calling our 5-year anniversary for a long time, which is actually our 4-year anniversary because I can't count. Found out this Wednesday while watching Dynamite that it's our 4-year anniversary of doing podcasts together. We have a show out every Friday. This month, we're starting with the Wallop Roundup, which we'll be talking about Wrestle Dream. Then we'll move right into the sports show, which we're going to talk about Red Bull's dominance in F1. We're going to talk baseball playoffs. We're going to talk about Dame, obviously. Kyle, is there anything else we're going to talk about?
Bunch of stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff.
We're finishing our over-under show with the AEW roster, the final 25 superstars. We're going to talk about that. And, of course, Wrestle Quizdom at the end of the month and World's Funniest Podcast, where Kyle is going to join myself and DK, and we're going to over-under some classic rock bands and some spooky stuff, because that's going to come out on Halloween.
Ooh, love spooky stuff.
Very nice.
Hopefully we can get the Tournament of Champions, as it were, for Wrestle Quizdom, but we'll wait and see.
Yes, absolutely.
On Twitter, at Wallop Media. Check us out there. I will continue to call it Twitter. I apologize.
If due to my schedule need be, I will allow Vince to step in like what's his nuts did for No.
You want to do that? Like,
no.
Well, yeah, because then I can blame him for losing my belt.
No.
And I can pretend, and then I can do the whole No Dar thing and talk about how I'm still champion. It's not my fault. So,
do you need to have for Wrestle Quizdom? We do need to have the triple threat between the three of you at some point as well, because I
need Katie to be on Wrestle Quizdom twice because she hasn't yet been on there. So I need her to make her debut on Wrestle Quizdom, and I need a Smackin It Raw exclusive Wrestle Quizdom, and then I need Matt to defend this. I have a lot of needs.
You're needy.
I'm a very needy individual.
You know what else you need? You need to plug yourself, Vince.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. The link tree in my bio takes you to everything Straight Talk, or that was Straight Talk. Get your podcast and create your conversation, create your world, Smackin It Raw, the works. Subscribe to my YouTube because I'll be doing live streams with basketball, Mortal Kombat, and other fun shit there. So youtube.com/SESVince.
Katie.
You can follow me on Twitter at KatieResson13, the link to your about to take all things She Elite Showcase, twitch.tv/She Showcase, and youtube.com/She Showcase, typically Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern. There is a Patreon, patreon.com/She Showcase, where $3 a month you can get an exclusive non-wrestling podcast every month. The September one is out. Matt and I will be getting together sometime this month to do a spooky one. I have an idea. I haven't told him. I'm thinking about it to see what we'll do. But you can check out everything on the channel, and I'm always here. So, ta-da.
And as always, you can follow me on Twitter at Matt Ritters, at MATTRDDR, and at Getting Off. Getting Off is for your horror content, Matt Ritters for your wrestling content. You can also follow me at Smackin It Raw on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok for one of my favorite collabs. Again, delivering, being entertaining and funny, and I love you guys, even though you're Winnipeggers. The Wednesday Night Wallop Media. my co-hosts, Daddy Delgado and Miss Katie Kinzy Bebe. I am the patron saint of podcasting, Warden, and this has been your #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.